Yo, let's roll. We might learn Hunter today. Maybe. I make no promises whatsoever. I just want to point out that I might not because I asked Souls what we're doing. If we're doing high keys, I will not be learning a spec during that window. I'm just pointing that out. So I might learn Hunter today. It has been on my list of things to do to learn all 3 specs of Hunter on beta. But if we don't have time to do that and we're actually going to do high keys, no problem. I will be pressured into playing meta on beta because it is actually fun to do push keys. So that might happen, just saying. Something. Hello. hello. Happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you, Flex. Dude, I had such a good birthday yesterday. That cheesecake was the highlight. I know that it was a good day in general, but the cheesecake that I consumed yesterday fundamentally changed something in my soul. It was very good. It was unbelievably good, man. Hey, Dusk, I apologize. You gave me a ring, and I was like, bro, I got this Blood DK challenge. And then I realized, after doing a few keys and proving to myself that I could do it, I no longer wanted to do the Blood DK challenge. So at some point, I'm going to need to get you back for that, I suppose. For now, I will be walking through how to set up a new character on beta. Hey, Illusion. I really enjoyed playing the Blood DK, and then I realized that it might take me another 4 or 5 hours, and that there was no real point to doing it. And then I lost the sense of progression, and then I was like, I had way more fun playing beta last night. I don't know, man. Prez Evoker is a payback. I need it. So, that Prez Evoker guide that I made yesterday, I specifically didn't post it, one, because I streamed way too late and then was tired after. So I didn't actually go back and cut it. However, I need to go back and rewatch it and decide if it was good enough for it to be the Preservation of Evoker guide. I think I covered how I wanted to do it, but I think there might be a few things that I didn't cover. So there's some potential that I might not like how I did it. In which case I would refilm it. Because that's something I'm passionate about, and I want to make sure that if I make a Preservation of Evoker guide, it actually helps people play the game. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired today. I'm not used to degenerate 11-hour gaming sessions. Plus, that monster was still in the fridge, so when I actually went to open the fridge this morning for breakfast, I was like, ooh, a monster. Took a sip, and I was like, oh, that wasn't smart. But I really like the taste of it. I don't know why, but the taste is really good. So I had a sip of Monster this morning. Just a sip. I should not have that in my fridge. Bad idea, I tell you. Bad idea. No. Yep. Yo, morning, Purple. Purple, I don't know what we're doing on beta today just yet. Illusion, how are you? You really like Blood DK, right, Illusion? Would you ever play anything else? Flex, are you playing Midnight? Are you going to play Repalian Midnight? What is your plan, dude? What's your plan? I don't know what level key we're doing here. Yeah. All good. I figured it was actually... I'm not a prideful person. I don't stick to my guns when I don't actually want to do something. I'm easily influenced and suggestible. However, the main thing is that tomorrow, one way or the other, whether or not we hit that buzz cut the hair goal, I don't think I'm going to get a buzz cut. I do think I'm going to cut my hair and clean this up because my mustache is mustaching. You can see it's getting quite furrowed. And it's coming over my lip now. So it's like irritating the top of my lip. You see? So at some point, I think I will change that a little bit. But whether or not we hit that, if somebody convinces me, like I said, I'm very easily suggestible. So if somebody just convinces me to do it, I'll probably do it. But otherwise, I don't know. Change is scary, I suppose. It's the only spec that's exactly the same. There are some other specs, I think, that are pretty similar. In terms of tanking, there's some specs that I feel are quite similar. But yeah. But I mean, little beta, I tried Rest Rotation, not feeling so great. I mean, is it that different than live right now? Oh, you mean a Fury Warrior. Ah, I see. So there's bias. You're telling me this is a biased opinion, Lou? I see. Do you like the fact that Fury Warrior is the same, or were you hoping for something different? Yo, what's up, Zarkin? Were you hoping for something different? That is the question. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I was hoping for good capstones. So you wanted entirely redesigned capstones. I mean, there's a few classes like that. Yeah, there are a few classes in particular, I feel like, that should get some new talents. But the only Fury Warrior I've seen on beta that is doing good in the sense that it surprises me was Dan War. Obviously, he's a Giga Warrior, but he surprised me a little bit. Or buff Odin's Fury. I remember when that button hit like a truck. Odin's Fury was a cool button. Personally, I don't play Fury Warrior as a main, but I quite liked it. It was just a Giga button to press. I think it's something about Odin's Fury. I mean, it's a cool named ability, you know? So I don't know if we're just healing keys. I don't know if we're playing Hunter DPS. I don't want to bait anybody into saying, oh, I'm totally going to learn Hunter today. It depends very much on the type of key I'm doing. Actually, I should set up my Hunter. I was going to log over and just set up Resto Druid. I think so. Sos is almost done, and then we're going to see. I haven't played with him in a while. I keep missing him because he has a group. Part of the Season 1 Midnight tier. No one will take the talent. Rough. Let me see what's going on with the Resto Druid. So they did stealth nerf this, right? It's this one. 275%. Yeah. By the way, that was nerfed in the last patch notes, but Wowhead didn't catch it. It was in the data mine notes. 25%. That's a very, very small nerf. I still think Resto Druid will just outperform everyone else. I'll just come over here. Just set up my Resto Druid in case we are doing keys on this. But until we're ready, I will at least set up a new beta character. We'll see. I feel like people will like the changes in Midnight, but I think it might be super class specific. I don't know. Lou, have you ever tried playing something that isn't a Fury Warrior? Well, like, have you ever tried playing something that wasn't Fury Warrior? Just for fun? Some pork chops. Oof, that does sound good. The buffet I went to, so first of all, nothing will beat the cheesecake I had last night. But second of all, the buffet I went to when my family was here, they had lamb, pork, and like Wagyu steak on tap. You could just order as much as you wanted. And I could ask them which things were pre-marinated, and they could actually tell me. Yeah, I know, it's unbelievable. It was $40. I will go back. It was actually pretty affordable for a buffet like that. Very affordable, in fact. I have 9.8. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was $40. Just like infinite. It's an infinite lamb / Wagyu beef, heck. It wasn't Japanese Wagyu, but still. Yeah, it was insane. They also had, like, I got to try prawns and blue crab and this and the other thing. And they also had infinite salmon and tuna sashimi. And infinite creme brulee. And infinite ice cream. And infinite everything else. Amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah. Very nice place, though. I was very out of place with my normal attire. Let's put it that way. Okay. So, by the way, I don't want to make this a super long video. I don't actually want to make this a super long video, but this is how you set up a beta character. So this is a fresh Hunter. I want to learn Hunter on beta. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit mode. And the very first thing is I'm going to choose the one that I've already kind of designed, like this. I think it's this AAA for whatever reason. That's the very first thing I'm doing. So this will bring my action bars up, and then I have to enable the other action bars. I still have to manually do this. I kind of hope they make it a little better, but there are 2 action bars here now, and then there's this down here. Next, I go to gameplay enhancements, and then I want to enable the cooldown manager. There are actually a lot of specs where I straight up have not played with the cooldown manager because ultimately I don't really need it. And I think that Hunter will probably be one of them. Like if I hit True Shot, I hit True Shot. The exact duration on it, within a second, when I get better at the spec, I'll want to know, but until then, I might just not enable this. And then you want to enable this button, and you want to enable the damage meters. The next thing you want to do is make sure that your party frames are set when I actually get into a party. But I'm going to take this damage meter, and normally I want to create a new window. So I'm going to drag this wherever I want. Oftentimes I have them to the right, sometimes I have them to the left. You cannot move this one. So if this first one gets created here, I have no ability to move it after the change. Hence, I'll probably just keep these over here in this corner. So one of these is going to be current, and one of them is going to be overall in the dungeon. And now I have my damage meter set. That's actually pretty easy, and I quite like that. Aside from that, it's just really that simple. In my UI, that's it. That's all I do for my UI. The nameplates, I don't use Platinator right now. I don't use any add-ons. I've been testing everything with completely base UI. And then on top of that, you just go to all these vendors and get your gear. In Orgrimmar, the vendors are next to each other, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like this. I know how to count. I did indeed go to kindergarten, believe it or not. And then I'm going to choose whatever trinkets I want. Do I know what trinkets I should be playing? Zero clue. I'm just going to pick this one up or literally whatever I want to try. It doesn't really matter. They all scale in the key level. So I think a lot of people are using this, and maybe if it's a 2-minute spec, you use Puzzle Box or something. Just grab a few trinkets that you want to try. Next, now I have half my gear. So when I put this on, it's going to look like this. I go boom, boom, boom. I have my tier set. Okay, let's put a few random trinkets on just so we have the slots filled. The next thing that's going to happen is I'm missing my rings, my weapon, and my neck piece. So I'm just going to go over to this goblin dude, and he's the PvP gear vendor, which is how you basically do this if you don't want to level crafting. You can do that, by the way, if you want to level crafting. Grab whatever stats you want. It doesn't matter that much. It's beta. And then basically go to the end, and you're just going to pick up your rings or your neck. Again, whatever stats you'd like. Since I don't really know what Hunter wants right now, I'll just choose something that maybe has paste on it or whatever it is that I decide. Cool. So I'll just grab a few of these, can mess around with it. All right, last thing you want to do for setup is go buy all of your enchants and consumables. We will have them in the very first week of the season, so I wouldn't be that worried about using enchants and stuff. That's basically a fully geared character. This guy right here has all your enchants. So you're going to close this out, you're going to go like this, and you just go buy some weapon stuff, and then you're going to buy the chest enchant. This is the same thing as we have right now. You're going to buy your boot enchant if you want speed, or it doesn't really matter. This is a pretty minor thing, but let's say I want avoidance. Okay. I'm going to grab my helm enchant. Once again, speed, avoidance, or leech. It's the exact same thing. I'm going to buy my ring enchants, weapon enchants, etc. Okay. So whatever. Let's grab a weapon enchant. Let's do the primary stat one of any kind. Sure. Buy my armor kit for my legs. Cool. Next. I want to buy all my consumables. You can do this guy or this guy, but these are my flasks and my combat potion. Combat potion is very powerful, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy 100 of these. You have infinite gold on beta. There's really no need to worry about this. You buy as many as you want, buy some different flasks to mess with stats, and boom, that is a fully set up beta character. It is actually that simple. I could make any character like this. I would have to go into the cooldown manager and edit it if I really wanted to. But that's it. That's how you set up a beta character. I feel like that's an easy thing that should have been posted a long time ago, to be honest. What's up, Mose? Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Yep. You completely free. What key level? Okay, wait. So says, maybe though. Should you buy in bulk, you don't have to go one by one. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can do that. Very good little tip there. Yes. Always. Yup. Correct, Verbal. All right. Yup. 16, 17. I don't mind. All right. I don't think I'll learn Hunter right away. I might come back to do this, though. All right. I want Spire and AA 17 timed. Oof. Do a 20. I don't mind doing higher keys, but let me just hop on my Druid. I feel like for ease of access, we can just play the OP thing. And why don't we just do that? Hello there, Mr. Pops. Mr. Pope's Mosebite. Question for you. Do you think you'll play Midnight? General question. Do you think you're going to play Midnight? Based on your understanding of what it's going to look like right now. Survival is so fun. I love the changes. It's actually powerful right now. You are. Do you know what you're going to play in Midnight? So the idea here is that I think Soz is tanking. Purple. Soz wants to do higher keys. Some tuning is still needed. Do you know what you're going to play? The whole X pack is paid for already. I agree. I mean, you have to have paid for Epic Edition in order to play beta. Probably just your main hunter. Oh. And what hunter spec do you love? Do you love all of them? 18 months of game time. Wait a second. Just like with gold that you've paid for? You might have a friend coming. Okay. Well, whatever. Yeah. No, I know, Purple. I just meant bring a good DPS. If I'm healing, you bring a good DPS. I think Soz is tanking. That's what I meant. Do you have you want to play your... Is Dev still... The nerfs to Dev, I don't know if they were enough based on list or whatever, though. Go on. Yeah, sure. Bring your Hunter. Just from special other stuff. Special other stuff. Oh, you're going to have to message me privately on Discord, Lou. I wonder, what is this special other stuff? No. You can clarify all you want. I've also received special offers. Most likely BM for leveling parades and stuff. I'll probably change to the meta. Gotcha. I am curious what Hunter spec will actually be meta. Because you know on beta right now, first of all, BM just randomly got smacked in the last set of notes. They were already down. Like they, you know, they already had enough. And then for some reason, they just got knocked even further. Survival actually seems good. I think actually Purple's about to play Survival in this key. And Survival's doing decent. They nerfed it recently, but still doing pretty good. That's interesting. You think they let it? There's a new BM Dark. I haven't seen it yet. I hate BM and high-end content. You play Fury Warrior, Lou. Well, hold up, Lou. I don't mean to call you out, you know, big supporter of stream here. I don't mean to single you out, but I'm just saying, you play Fury. How can you hate BM Warrior? You can't hate BM Hunter, but also love Fury Warrior. They're like the same thing. It's like the melee version of, sort of, kind of. This was the beginning of the War Within also. Survival. I hope that Survival gets a bit more love, because the melee slot in keys has notoriously been very competitive, and it's just hard for Survival to compete, you know what I mean? Can I go DPS? Sure, I can. If we have a healer, okay. The question is, what DPS? Okay, so wait a second. I'm not healing. I am playing DPS. Oh, interesting. Okay. Because So's has some people to play with. Dev? I suppose I could try Dev and just see how it feels after nerfs. Sure, I don't really have anything. I mean, my Warlock, didn't they buff Demo Warlock? What if I played Demo? Demo Warlock was actually good, the Soul Harvester. I much prefer that version of it anyways. Why don't I just bring a Warlock? Oh, let's do that. Oh, we don't need Lust. No, we have Mage and Hunter. Yeah, why don't I play Demo? Let's see how that... I want to see how the changes are here. Okay. You know. I would say that actually rotationally, they're both spammy, but to be honest, Fury Warrior and BM Hunter are not the same. It's a little bit more like... I would actually call Fury Warrior more similar to Ret Pally in terms of like... It's a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 type playstyle. You know, get a proc, send it. Blade of Justice comes back, send it. Get Dark, get Black Arrow, send it. Like, it's just... I feel like that's actually a little bit more of a fair take. I do feel sad that they nerfed Aflock. That felt kind of uncalled for in a lot of ways. I don't know why they did that. Demo nerfs incoming. You think so? They're doing good, but not that good. The real question is, what talent build are they playing post buffs? Because I haven't actually looked at that. Obviously, we're Soul Harvester. That's what I've been seeing. I prefer this, but I need to learn it maybe, potentially. We used to play this. I don't really know, actually. Not a buffer class, is augmentation. It's the same single target now. That's true. I guess it's the single target. But overall in a Keystone, it's not like Demo was beating everyone else. I was playing a comp yesterday that buffed Demo lock, and it was just doing good. Which is nice. They nerf Frostmage? Well, it's funny you mention that. They did nerf Frostmage, Tribus. Would you like to venture a guess for how much it was actually nerfed by? Let's see in this key. What key? 2%? 3%? Basically, they didn't touch it. Which is crazy, right? Wait, Lil Cha. Oh, this person streams? Okay. Sure. Oh, wait, I use Opera GX. Does it work in Opera GX now? No, I need to... Oh, okay, that's fine. That still doesn't work there. Sure. 1 second. Maybe I only 15s? Only 15s? Okay, that's fine. I just want to try a demo. I don't know the build, if anybody does know what build you're supposed to play, though. I've heard enough. BM Hunter birth by 50%. It is interesting. It is interesting, though. Yeah, sorry. We can stream together. Give me a second. How is Mage always OP? Okay, so I was showing people this yesterday, but can I show you the actual patch notes? Let me go on a rant for just a second. Okay, I'll go on a rant. Let me just do this real fast. I don't know who this healer is, but they apparently know me. What was his name? I don't recognize them off the top of my head. Can they do that again? Hold up. Can do that again. Try it. You can do that though. Let me just go on a slight rant though, because I will actually legitimately show you the patch notes. I have no problem with that. I don't know how Mage keeps getting away with it. And remember, the only way that I can show you the patch notes is because I'm actually using this, which should work. So I can inbuilt my VPN on Opera GX, and then I can be able to actually access the Wowhead article. Because you know Wowhead is banned in Thailand. But it's just really actually incredible. Let me scroll up here and find it. It is genuinely kind of incredible that somehow Mage always gets away with compensation buffs. The only thing I will say is that defensively, Mage is pruned. Like, it's not as tanky as it used to be. And to be fair, that's a good deal. But it is literally the poster child of WoW. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Wait, when was the article? It was a few days ago now. I have to scroll. I gotta pin this in my Discord. Major class tuning midnight beta development node. Yeah. So I can access this now. It is banned. It is. Yeah. Here. Let me just scroll down and find it for you. What can we do? Seat 15? That's fine. Sure. Start it. That's fine. We can do that. But let me just show you. Because you don't have to take my word for it. You can just literally look at the actual article, which is crazy. Wait, what's this? Oh, sorry. I'm using Opera GX. No. Continue without disabling. All right, look. This. These are the Mage notes. Every single time Mage gets notes like this, where they're trying to tune it, but they actually give developer notes as well. You know what? Hey, we're noticing that Sun Fury Arcane Mage has been overperforming in low target encounters. Just so you guys know, don't freak out, but we're tuning down the spec and hero talent, but also making sure that you're going to be just fine. Don't panic, everyone. They literally give you notes like this. Every other spec just actually gets nuked. They don't even bother to write the developer's notes. Like, Mage is clearly, look at this. We're reducing, don't worry, guys, but we're gonna, don't worry about it. It's all gonna be okay. It's actually unbelievable that Mage gets these notes and Windwalker gets their threat generated by the ability that does no damage reduced. Like, Rogue is not even in the notes. But the idea is the classes that are well represented do get a lot of attention. Like, it's true. Hunter tends to get a lot of notes too, actually. They're not always good notes, but Hunter tends to have a lot of notes. But yeah, like most of these things are literally single lines. Guardian Druid, whatever. Balance Druid, one fix. This one fix. Devour even is only 1 or 2 fixes here. But the truth is that mages always get these like massive amounts of notes like this. And recently it's been like that with DK DPS as well, which is why it's almost safe to say that DK and Mage are both going to be just fine. Look at the DK changes. Again, they have to actually give... These are the only ones that got literal dev notes. So that they're just... Don't worry, guys. Like, look, there's a lot of changes here, man. But not everything actually is created equally and actually gets that. So it's almost a little weird sometimes. You know? The Unholy nerf was supposed to be a compensation nerf, to clarify. Just clarifying. All right, let me actually come to the key. Who was the healer? Neligos Final Stare. Yeah, what's up? Was that nerfed? What's up? So says something about this. Purple is offline real quick. Send that again. That's the wrong browser. No wonder people made... Yeah, I actually feel... I test the class not same as before. Oh, okay. I haven't tested Unholy yet since the changes. But basically, there is something to be said about the fact that it just seems like Mage is just one of those things, you know? It just seems like that. Yo, hi, Abuelito. Like, it's a pretty safe bet just to play the stream again. Is that you? Oh, wait. That was Mage. Oh, wait, my bad. The Mage was here. I see. Send that again. Posted latest Windwalker notes in meme chat. Wait, hold up. Did you? Fantastic. Get fucking bent. I mean, honestly though, yeah. That's true though. They're coming. They're cooking with Windwalker. I promise you. I promise you. There's no shot that they don't cook with Windwalker coming up soon. I can almost basically guarantee you, in fact, that they will absolutely buff the hell out of that spec very soon. No. I'm pretty confident. We're doing Seed of the Trump, right? Okay. There's still time. Dude, there's a few things I'm not sure about. No, I'm not a dreamer, and let me tell you why. It does less than the tank damage, dude. It does less than the tank damage. Want to bet? Yes. I'll bet with fine. What do you want to bet? Dusk Warden, I'll bet with you right now that they will. I'm not sure it'll be competitive, but they'll at least buff it a bunch. I'll take this. Sure. Oh, wait, hold up. Is this TOS? It's a fun bet. You're allowed to do this. Wait. No, hold up. Wait. Somebody confirm this with me. I don't want to get in trouble for a silly bet. But can I do this? Am I allowed to do this? Because I will literally make one with you right now. Yeah, I was about to say that's like actually I don't think you're allowed to like bet, but that's fine. It's like a fun bet, not a legitimate bet, but just I would be willing to assume that they will absolutely do something for Windwalker. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they're giving it a full rework at this point. I think we're beyond the point where anything gets class reworks. Like I don't think anything's getting that, but I absolutely do think that spec is gonna get buffed, and if they buff it enough. Honestly, it's the example of a spec that literally, more than anything else, is the why they should change Mythic Plus tuning. Okay, the Mage is a streamer, but I don't know them personally, so let me go find their stream because it's not working. Lil Cha. The Mage here. This one. Asian girl playing Frost Mage on beta. Holy, I gotta get in on this. No time for peasant specs. We need the 100-second rework. Yeah, we need the 100. No, listen, Coco. It came out. I'm sorry. Listen, it's definitely. Listen, that's how. No. All right. Okay. I'm ready. We're going to play. We can do this. So the question is, Abuelito, do you think that I should get an entire, buzz cut? What do you think the plan is here? Because I can't decide what I'm supposed to do. Basically, I'm getting a haircut for sure. My hair is too long right now. But I don't know if I'm supposed to get a buzz cut. I've never had a buzz cut before. Should I do it? Part of me is a little curious, just because I've never had it before. Also, I don't know if the right talent... A fade would look great on me? Dude. I don't know about a fade. I don't play Priest. Actually, I haven't played a lot of Priests. Oh, nameplates. Okay, so here... Don't take aggro from my tank, who is trying his very best to gather this. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time to ramp. Oh, everyone's dead. Because people didn't wait for aggro. But if we were to do the... Oh, nope, there it is. Damn, I was ramping. Got him. Ball to go with the stash. So, to be honest with you, that's a tough pull here. You can do that pull, by the way. But I think that maybe people hit a little early, potentially. That's why I waited. The only thing I did was send a single Shadow Bolt, which I am allowed to do. Run! Buzz is easy maintenance. You should have a chance to get a picture of you. Like, look at it on AI first. That's too technologically savvy for me, I think. I don't know how I would be able to process that. That sounds like something a young person would do, but I'm old now. I can't do that. You also need to consider Kitty. Kitty said she's fine with whatever. But Kitty said she's fine with whatever. Whatever. Yeah, that's true. Osiris. I miss Osiris. I wonder how she's doing. She has to live. She has to live with looking at you. Damn. You don't look old at all. I turned 29 yesterday. I am advancing in age. No, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't mind getting older. I feel like I'm okay with getting older. But 29 is really starting. I do feel like 29 is pushing the unk. I agree. I'm going to have to start watching a lot more Asian girls on Twitch. With age comes wisdom. I don't necessarily agree with that too much, to be fair. Just because... Oh, some of my pet. I don't necessarily agree. Well, my tyrant thing doesn't reset when the key starts. One hand of Gul'dan. Target the subjugator. Okay, I think I sent that a little bit too early. And then unending resolve. Pre-ramp. Send this there. Good. My game is super laggy. Uh-oh. Do I not have exit lag enabled right now? Because my game is very, very laggy. First pull always sucks for Warlock. Oh, shit. Hold up. We might have to restart this just once more because my exit lag... Uh-oh. The reason I'm doing no damage, and you have to understand, this isn't my fault. This isn't my fault. I'm at 450 ping... Hold up. My exit lag. My exit lag needs to restart. No, listen, that's the reason. I'm telling you that's the reason. Otherwise, I would have done a lot of damage there. That's... 1 second. That's on me. My exit lag is definitely set up to the wrong... It's been doing this recently. I gotta restart exit lag. I could barely cast. I would have done way more damage. Because you're supposed to tab target this thing, I'm pretty sure. I got this. Bro's plus 29 and hair like that. That's what I'm saying. So, I think... Yeah. I would say the thing that I really need at this point is to make sure I don't start balding. Because then I'm really unk energy. That's what I'm worried about. I got to make sure I don't start balding. No, that was like 450 plus ping. That was a little bit too hard to play. I can do 300 ping. Are these dungeons super melee unfriendly, vice versa, or neither? Good question, Soap. Good question. I'm going to argue that they're more melee unfriendly, but maybe not any more or less than they currently are right now. Oh, so much better. Okay, I think I'm already good now. Last one. I'm 34 this year, not bald yet. Both of my parents have a good set of hair, so I don't think I'm going to be that worried about it. Okay, much better. I'm still ready to do almost no damage, but we're going to be here, though. I cannot confirm nor deny Dusk. I can't technically confirm nor deny because I do believe that I will be crossing some barriers, to be fair. However, I'm willing to... I cannot place a bet on this. But I would gladly say that Windwalker will receive a significant damage buff. I don't know if it'll put them above B tier. They will receive a very strong damage buff soon. No buzz. Enjoy your beautiful hair. Okay. But if you could, hypothetically speaking, in a world where we speak in pure hypotheticals, I would take that. Wait, B tier? According to whose tier list? According to my tier list? Can it be B tier according to my tier list? Because I'll gladly put something higher on the tier list for 5 gifted subs. Wait a second. Oh, wait, I've been missing out on some opportunities. Wait a second. Hold up. On Archon... Oh, no, they won't be higher than that on Archon. Because Archon is population data and nobody plays Windwalker. So, to be fair, that won't be good. That would be a bad bet. I like how absolutely everything reset when my game restarted. My second damage meter isn't even working right now. Okay, so you set this up. You go here. Boom. 1 Tyrant. Only Dark Pack the first one because my healer has a plan. Then I'm here. It's already dead. Unfortunate. Soul burn yourself back up if you get the first healing absorb. Yo, let me pad. I'm still ramping. I'm trying to do damage. I would have done big damage there, but I can't do damage on the first pull when everybody else does that much damage. I'm doing something, but I can't do... Okay, the next pull for sure. The next pull for sure. I got this. It's definite. This is my time to shine. Okay? I thought I was trying to ramp, and you know what? I shouldn't have even ramped at all. Big defensive there. Interrupt this. You have 2 interrupts, and that feels kind of good. I'm going to catch up. Archon makes it look like anything but Resto Druid. To be, well, Eladria. I mean, that's not exactly wrong right now. Like, Resto Druid is, in fact, that good. So, to be fair, I don't disagree with that statement. You are almost trolling your team. I mean, I guess Oracle Disc is good, but, like, there are a few healers which are tuned at the current moment in time to just be like, you are kind of trolling if you don't play this. Ayo, I thought the spec was buffed. Am I in the wrong talent build? Somebody I was playing with yesterday was doing much better damage than me right now. Again, I'm trying to ramp here. Hold up. Send this. Send the trinket now. That'll keep the healing absorb off of me. The key level is too low to ramp, apparently. I just need to be playing with much worse DPS in the future. Because these DPS... Oh, I imploded the guy who ran out with my Mortal Coil. Lame. Kick that. You have 2 kicks, man. That actually feels good, though. Do you always keep the stash? No, this is actually the first year of my life that I have maintained any amount of facial hair. I am normally clean-shaven, but I'm sort of leaning into the Unk energy. The thing is, I don't really like hanging around schools anyways, so if they don't allow me to, it's kind of a win-win situation. Yeah, Demo has 2 kicks right now, which actually feels kind of nice. You can summon the dude to kick, and you have your regular stun still. I kind of want mutton chops personally. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Is my pet on passive? Because I feel like I'm doing very low damage. So they're going to pad here because they're a bunch of filthy padders. I'm going to attempt to do an amount of damage here. So you tab target this just to spread the dot thingy. Okay. Don't hard cast that. Boom, like this. Perfect. The Oozing Slam has since been nerfed, where now there's only 2 targets. And I probably still swap to them because their health was increased since the last time I did this dungeon. I can stun that one over there too, and my pet actually runs over. Probably a big DPS loss for me to swap, but that's okay. All good. Nid, do you think you'll play Midnight? Abuelita, what about you? Do you guys think you're actually going to play Midnight? Do you have any thoughts about this right now? Okay, let me just swap this to current because I was feeling a little sad about the overall. Can melee attack those slimes? No, melee can attack those slimes. This dungeon, let me think about what's melee unfriendly here. Actually, if anything, the bosses in this dungeon, which is going to be one of the harder dungeons, I think, they're range anti-unfriendly. Because melee can have nearly full uptime on most of these encounters. Like, the last boss in particular is such high movement that range will struggle more than melee will, technically speaking. Pet classes, I suppose, swapping to these guys are going to be kind of annoying, but in a weird way, it's actually more range anti-unfriendly, just because a lot of these bosses have incredibly high movement. Can I Mortal Coil it? Yes, I can. Nice. Your UI is atrocious. Oh, yeah, it is, Xander. But that's okay, because it's base UI. I've actually, like I said, I've been sort of enjoying a no cooldown manager instead of even having, like, I don't think this is helpful. Basically, like, this information being on my screen is not helpful. That core tracker is fairly impactful, but the rest is not so impactful. You have a Frost Mage at 697, Demo Lock at 691, planning to add Devour Demon Hunter. For anyone who has played Devour Demon Hunter, do you think that the general WoW community will like that spec? I have received so many mixed feedback. I know. I don't know the answer to that question properly. Kill this thingy. Kill this thingy. I can stun it with Shadow Fury. Nice. I have a weird feeling that they might have designed it in a way that it won't be accessible. Because if you don't chain it really, as far as I understand it, if you don't nail extension-based gameplay, then you do no damage. Which is weird. Because ramping, it takes patience, but it's just very punishing if you don't nail extension-based gameplay. The problem is that one of the biggest pieces of advice for most WoW players that will increase their damage by a lot is always be casting. Because a lot of WoW players struggle with that, and they don't actually always... They're not good at min-maxing globals, mostly just because they're chilling. Like, a lot of WoW players are just straight up... They just want to have a good time playing the game, and they're just chilling. So they're, like, totally fine. Okay, no ramp here. Full on, just send this. Send this right now, because I think this AoE is going to die before I can ramp. You play Dev? Dev Evoker feels good, but that's just a tuning thing. It's not a good playstyle right now. There we go. See, I did damage there. I just had to not even try to ramp on the mobs. Oh, Devour. Not feeling good. Interesting. The question is whether the general community will like it or not. And I can't tell. I don't know. But I have a feeling the answer might be no. And that's interesting to me. Because it's kind of a selling point of Midnight. Like, it's a big... Like, they really went all out. Like, it's, like, light and themed and stuff like this, though. You say, I think that easy is very good, but I think that extension-based gameplay will punish people to the extent that they might not be having a good time with it. So, the performance can change, though, and you got to imagine that if they're releasing a brand new specialization, that they're going to buff it, like, a lot. Right, Irish? Don't you think so? There's no way that they don't buff that thing until it is ridiculously powerful, like, because they want people to play it. I don't agree with a lot of conspiracy theories around Blizzard, but I do agree with the one where if they spend a lot of time reworking something, they really, really want people to play it. It seems to be that if they rework something in general, not 100% of the time, but most of the time, they really want people to play it. Don't you agree with that? From my experience. If, like, you're going into a season and something is getting a major rework, you're kind of like, ooh, I should main that thing because it's going to be really good. There we go. I just needed, like, a second on this spec. And also, I needed it to not be the very first pull when everyone had big cooldowns and Lust. No need to send this off myself right now. This is one of my favorite DPS. I could see if Warlock... I don't know if Warlock could ever be that good in keys, but if it was, I like playing Warlock. It was so OP it broke entire raids. To be fair, Lou, that was a long time ago. And the game has never been quite that bad since. Like, that's a long time ago. Wrath of the Lich King, I hate to break it to you, but that is not a recent expansion. Like, I don't want to be the person to tell you this, but that was a long time ago. I remember a lot of kind of almost sins of World of Warcraft, but I don't think... The problem is with tuning nowadays, and I think this is actually a really good point that isn't talked about enough, is they're so much better with it that they back themselves into a corner. That's actually one of the real problems with the game now, is that they're significantly better at tuning. Og broke. To be fair, Og was actually fairly reasonable until when they nerfed it once. And the reason that Og broke something is because no one knew what it was doing. So like at a mid-level, Og was not doing a lot of damage. At a high level, it was doing a lot of damage. But at a mid-level, that spec was actually pretty bad. I will never forget the screenshots of all the like the +2s, +5, +10 range, where there was an Og in that key and it was like the best DPS. But they were just like, yo, Lizard, why you do tank dam? It was so funny. Because I played Og and I really liked it. But I was just like, there were so many screenshots of people just like, yo, Lizard, why? Why tank dam? Why we invite you to key? Like, why are you here? You do tank damage. Like, there were so many people who were so upset because they didn't know how it worked. Okay, so once again, I have 2 kicks, and I can actually do this, though. That's what they would say. I remember the whole Discord was filled with it. Of like, yo, why bad damn? Okay, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be holding my Doom Guard or just sending it when I need to send it. I am unsure about that part of... because it doesn't line up perfectly at the moment. Okay, I can kick this. Dude, I'm getting massive amounts of kicks because I got 2 kicks and it's pretty nice. I like the fact that I have 2 kicks right now. I'm supposed to be tab targeting the Dooms. This playstyle, man, I like this. I'm actually a Warlock enjoyer. My only problem is that my ping is never... it's always too high in order for me to play Destro. Because I can't hit Rain of Fire fast enough. That's like my main complaint for Warlock. Yo, what's up, Kabizzle? It's going pretty well so far. Oh, it was my birthday yesterday, so I had a really nice birthday. Why is my ping so... it's just Thailand. It's just playing from Thailand. There's nothing... it is just, in fact, just Thailand ping. You get used to it. What's up, Reaper? I hope you had a nice stream yesterday. But yeah, it was a nice birthday stream yesterday, and today I'm kind of getting back into a schedule. So my family was in town for a while, and I was showing them around Thailand, which is really good, though. What do I do to stay in such good shape? I've been doing this for a very long time. I think that if you ever see somebody in good shape and their answer to you is not, I've been doing this for like 10 years, it's a weird answer because they're like, oh, you got to eat this way. It's like, no, most of the time, like I had cheesecake for breakfast and drank half a Monster Energy. I'm not exactly the healthiest person, but that's not why I'm either fit or not fit. The reason that I look this way is because I've been doing this for an incredibly long period of time. It's just consistency over extended duration, and pretty much anyone can get at least decent results. That being said, I also work in health and fitness, so it's been a long time. Happy late birthday. Thank you. I think I saw it was your happy belated birthday. Thank you. But yeah, consistency, very underrated. My calories, I have something like 4,000 calories a day. I really struggle to gain weight, personally speaking. It's because I don't like eating, so I have to force myself to eat. There are some people who have the opposite problem, but I really am just like not a fan of eating. Keep in mind that I was in the hospital for like years of like not, okay, that's an exaggeration because when I was older, it wasn't years. For my stomach, I had massive amounts of problems, and it took me a long time to figure out what worked and what was actually going on. But yeah. Speaking of consistency, heading back to the gym, how's it going, Kabizzle? How are you finding it? Do you find it is adding a lot of value to your life, or are you like kind of done with it now? You don't really want to go gym anymore? What's up, G-Dub? I did not pad originally on this boss. You're liking it? Good. Was great, pal. Thank you again. Also, happy belated birthday. Thanks. Reaper, do you like... Oh, that's not good. The cask off. I will soak this orb if need be. I can do it. Got it. Perfect. You figure out different workouts to do. She will keep your tummy full. Well, Xander. That's not exclusive. You know, Xander, ultimately I have no comment. The truth is that I'm not allowed to comment on this subject. But I wouldn't say that you're incorrect. I have different workouts to do. Do you have a favorite native Thai dish to eat? Good question. I have to choose one Thai dish, huh? Pad See Ew, not Pad Thai. Pad Thai is overrated. People say Pad Thai all the time, but Pad See Ew is my favorite. They have thicker noodles, and it basically tastes like cake. I do have a lot of salt pills, that's true, but that's mostly my own medical condition. Yeah, Pad See Ew is actually really good, though. That's Kitty. She's above you in chat right now, big. She also made me homemade cheesecake yesterday, which is what I had for breakfast, which was unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Xander, temper yourself, my friend. Temper? This is a public forum. I like that over drunken noodles usually. So Pat CU is like, you know, he'd be the goat that licks rocks for salt. I would be. That's true. You know, people used to call me sometimes. They were like, bro, woo, you're the GOAT. And I was like, I don't even go, bah. And they were like, what? What's up? Oh, yeah. The stream said I was going to play Hunter. And I'm not. I have questions about demo, by the way. I'm learning this spec. I have strong questions for you, baby Brainlock. Do I hold Doomguard for Tyrant? Or do I send Doomguard on cooldown? Because the durations don't line up very well right now. Send on cooldown. That is actually what I thought. Do you still tab target each of your demonic cores? Because Doom is a thing and you're playing Soul Harvester now. How's Bear Tank doing? Bear Tank was decent. So the 20% damage was like a compensation. But it's 1 to 2% min-max if anything. Okay. Super minor to spread Doom now. Gotcha. It's like my knowledge of this spec is from so long ago that I don't even know if it's accurate or not. I seem to be doing okay, but certainly I'm not a representative of Warlock in any way, shape, or form. I hop around way too much. So AoE curse this here. Never got into Log properly. Reaper, do you play WoW? I came in to say hi to you yesterday. So Tyrant here. But, okay, so here, for example, I'm supposed to, with Soul Harvester, I should have Tyranted significantly before this. Because I don't need to build full Soul Shards before like I did with Runation. So we send this on cooldown. Then I'm going to prio the dogs. Also, I'm not sure if I'm playing the right build post Destro Soul Harvester nerf. Again, I seem to be doing decent, but certainly not min-maxing. This is the build I'm playing, give or take? You get tired at 2 shards. Right. It's something like this. Thoughts? Is he going down with this? Okay, we just send dogs then. Can build a little bit. He is fair threat. Just watch threat too much. And I'm assuming that you don't want to hold Tyrant too much anymore at all, though. I heard Doom was a smart spread now. Looks like that was a frontal hit. Okay, so he's going to bring these guys into that pack. Fair. All right, thank you, baby. Oh, wait, shit. No, hold up. Wait, oh, that sounds wrong. Oh, man. I didn't think about it. It's like when I read... Okay, so if you see right above you, I pronounce his name as Salty because on stream, I kind of don't want to be like, hi, daddy. But then your name is... Do people call you baby? Yo, I still think that it's super weird that the generation that I'm in actually does that in a weird context. This is one image try as often as long as you get full value. Fair enough. Like, basically, have you ever thought about that? Our generation has this weird thing. Like, I don't think they did that a long time ago, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just not talked about in the news articles from, like, you know, the 40s and the 50s. But do you think that people were still like, hello there, mommy? You know what I mean? Did people do that in the... Did people come back from, like, World War II service and just go, hello there? Like, is that what happened? I feel like that's not what happened. I know I just got a pain sub because I was bad, but I totally got this. Oh, never mind. That has a bigger surface than I remember it having. Okay, I'm actually out of cooldown, so now I need the pain sub. I should zoom out for this. You came in with Ken a while back. Oh, yeah. I thought I met you because of Veronica's stream. I thought I knew you from Veronica, though. People call each other baby, which is, I also agree with. I've always said that, though, for what it's worth. Can you get my bill after your key? I would love that. Yeah. If you could just, if I'm going to play Warlock today, I would love to actually be playing the right build. Sure. I'd be curious to know what you're playing. It is weird to think about the fact that we casually, like, that's not a good thing. Like, liking children in that context is not good. You know, that's not, we don't value that. But then people are like, oh, I missed the extension. Okay, hold up. Let me focus for a second. I really got to finish this point because I absolutely can't leave it where I just left it. So hold up. Let me think about this for a second. Let me make sure I do this right. I have to deal with these tentacles, which does not help my case whatsoever. And then I'm going to defensive. 1. I'm going to kick the boss. I'm going to dodge the thing. No, but it is a little weird that everyone is just kind of okay with baby. People of all ages say that. I should have definitely sent a portal down because I'm losing a lot of DPS by having to DPS here. It would be very smart if I had Giga Brain play. If I had just put a circle down right here. And I need to go make more of this, though. What do you feel, Oz? Yeah, so it was definitely... You're in, you know, Veronica Sky? That's definitely where I know your name from. Pretty sure. Because I actually really like Veronica's stream. I think she is a great streamer. I accidentally sent Daddy in a client meeting the other day when his daughter came into camera. Yeah, that's what is so immediately it feels weird. It does. Okay, so Tyrant now. This is what I meant. You asked me earlier, Soap. I don't know if you're still here. Is this season more melee anti-unfriendly or range anti-unfriendly? And most keys are melee anti-unfriendly, but the last 2 bosses of this dungeon in particular are going to be the actual checks. If you get this far in the dungeon, I could see you wiping in pugs to the last few bosses. However, both of them are range anti-unfriendly because they're very high movement. So anybody who has to plant and cast is going to be just doing significantly less damage. DMG the build on disc. Yo, thank you. You said you go by Metro? I'm not that familiar. I've been in your stream once or twice, but I'm not... I don't actually know you that well. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Saw a video of a Thai crab plus green mango salad. Yeah, so there's this thing called somtam, which is the actual dish of Thailand. People, for some reason, don't know about it in other places. I don't know. I think it's just a very strong flavoring. So I have a feeling that people just don't really know what it is. But somtam is probably the most iconic Thai dish, in my opinion. And that's like a young papaya salad, but it's a... I don't know how to describe the flavor of it because obviously I don't really get to eat it that much. I can't eat fiber. Oh, I missed the giga play of being able to teleport immediately back. Okay, so the fact that I messed up my rotation about at least 20% on this boss, I'm still doing adequate damage. This the Midnight Dungeons? Yes. I'm up to date with it all for the last few months. No problem. So I've been playing beta exclusively. This is the Midnight Beta that we are on, yeah. And I like the Midnight Beta. I enjoy it more than retail at the current moment in time. You can double time this key. The last boss here is... I don't think they're going to nerf it necessarily, but it's, again, just one of those examples of very high movement. Get a Windwalker in next. Need to see them live? No, you don't. Trust me, you don't want to see that. We did that yesterday where I was like, okay, guys, Windwalker is really down bad. And they were like, it's not that down bad. And I was like, it is. And they're like, it can't be doing, 30% less than the tank. And I was like, it does. So we played with a really good Windwalker, and he did, in fact, do less than me as a Guardian Druid. Not even a Pally. Windwalker, tough spot. So I wonder if it is wise for me to consider trying to build to X amount of imps before sending Tyrant. I don't even know if that is part of the gameplay loop anymore. It might be, it might not be. If I get this here, though. You tried Feral or Boomkin? I've tried Boomkin personally. Oh, I'm going to be late for this. I'm sorry. So, Disc Priest is going to struggle on a fight like this. You will need to help your Disc Priest unless they are overtuned. This is the antithesis of a fight. There's a few moments that you could ramp a shield or two, but like basically as this fight goes on, you're really going to want to help your Disc Priest out. Here's where they said Guardian was bad damage. Guardian being bad damage is definitely a thing before the 20% damage nerf. Now its damage is good, but it's not great. It's just good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, stop chasing me! Yeah, so this would be a fight where a lot of people don't understand how healers work, and Disc Priest struggles when it has to be constantly on the move. I feel like Oracle Disc, of all the versions of it, have some better options, but you really want to be planted on a Disc Priest. Okay, I got this crystal right here. This one's mine. I plant. Defensive at 40 stacks. Okay, so this is the big ramp, and I don't really have a lot of damage for this, unfortunately, though. I will do my best, but I have nothing. I wish I would have planned my Tyrant better. You can only extend dogs now with Tyrant. Updates dynamic. Oh, wait, what? With the build, I say skip the dogs, extend talent to get more core. Wait. So you don't even have to build imps or anything? Like your Tyrant is actually just an amp? I did okay damage, but still. Wish I would have Tyrant there. It would have been much better. So your Tyrant is basically you just dogs then Tyrant. You don't actually have to worry about anything. Oh, that's a very big change. Interesting. That's like fundamentally it was like, oh, so wait, you're telling me that when I'm trying to ramp on the first pull of a key, I'm just trolling myself. Oh, so you're saying that the first key of this, when I was trying to like implode on cooldown in all target counts. Wow. All right. That is quite different. I don't think we need to break these ones, but let me soulstone now. Oh, maybe we should have. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Yes. Interesting. Okay. At least I'm keeping up. My goal for when I test the DPS spec that I may not be so comfortable with is just, can I keep up with the other people in the key? That's generally speaking what I think about. Pact and boss dead. Nice. Double time. I don't think I did bad. I could have certainly done better. Like this breakdown. So I'm doing some weird stuff then. Like I'm still trying to ramp my Tyrant windows and I don't even need to do that anymore. Okay. I will say that post buffs, at least my damage feels a little better. Considering, let's say that you were playing this, you would be doing 20% more. It would be a lot more competitive. My implosion definitely low. I was not imploding on cooldown. I hope demo's good. I hope Warlock is good in general. I may have dipping back into WoW again soon, but for me, I'm unsure if I can commit properly. You have an issue pugging groups. You and everyone else, Reaper. The general rule for playing World of Warcraft, if you want to be competitive with the game in effectively any content, is build your friends list. Like, as an example, the guy who's talking right now, that's a Giga Warlock player. Let's say I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to swap it up. I really want to play Warlock and I'd like to do well. Imagine I could just, if I had Baby Brain Lock on my friends list, and I could just be like, yo, I got a question to run by you. Is it this instead of this? Instant answer. It's like, whoa. That's a crazy resource to have. And I have people like that. Like, I wanted to play Unholy, and I was like, bro, Obley's on. Can I just message you something? And he was like, let me send you a build and also this. And I was like, okay. DPS, yes. That's the first thing I noticed, because I went to play Mage with one of my first testing when I was trying to play DPS. And I went to play Mage. And I was like, I don't know how to play Arcane Mage. And yet, I was able to pick it up. And again, my metric was the DPS meters look something like this. You know? And I was like, okay, that was competitive. I was apparently playing it entirely wrong. But, nonetheless, I just Warcraft logged a build, and I just kind of sent it. Let me look at what you just sent me, speaking of which. But yeah, a friends list is by far the biggest hack for actually getting score in WoW. Beyond anything else. Just having a good B tag, especially when you log in. I think that that's the real key. Is it's not just for knowledge or anything like that. Oh, I can access this because I have a VPN on. Yeah, so you could take that, and I think that it has problems if you just copy paste the build without actually understanding it. All right, hold up. Export talent build. How do I export this? Do you know Wowhead is banned in Thailand, baby? I can only do this because I now use Opera GX, but where's the export button? I could just look, I suppose. Okay, so you're playing kind of what I had been playing. I don't know where the export button is. I'm just going to look, and I'm going to compare. Left, you're playing no dog extend, you said. Which is sad, because I love that. You're playing these two. So you drop something for over here. Uh-huh. Load export bill. There it is. Load import. Wait, import. No. Sent you the string. That would help a lot. Yep. I have no idea why Wowhead is banned here, but I straight up didn't know where the export button was. All right, import, boom. Babies are a little strange. Import. Well, pre-made groups is great, just for how they would take me a while to get used to mechanics. So right now, that is actually a system reaper. When I list a key, I don't know if I can show you because I'm in a key right now. I can't. When you go find a group, there's actually a drop-down section, which I think is a great change. It's pretty simple, but to be honest, I think it's a good change, where you can put learning, competitive, or relaxed. And I think that when they design World of Warcraft, Midnight is the first time that I think they're making design choices that actually make sense to me. And what I mean by that is the general player base has been asking for certain things for a long time. And they've kept designing the game as if me and Mr. Baby Brain Lock are the only people who play the game. I am a degen for competitive gaming. But even I've chilled out over time. I used to be a lot more competitive. I'm a much more chill gamer nowadays. But I think that when they design the game for that, they actually isolate a lot of what people want. And the truth is that what people want with World of Warcraft is a game, not a ranked competitive system. That is the truth of it. We're going pit, right? Does that make sense? People are after an experience, which is that they want to play a game after work. They're really not. I think that the majority of people are like, it's cool to chase the score, but they're not trying to be world ranked or anything. They're just like, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but basically they're probably named Steve and they have like 3 children and they come home after working their 9-to-5 job, put the kids to sleep, and then, again, try to do anything they can for the wife. Normally it's at least a few minutes of effort. Their hand cramps up, their left foot cramps up, their right buttocks cramps up, and they said, okay, I've done my effort, my due diligence is set. And then they try to log on to their favorite game after all that to play WoW for a few hours. So that type of person, they're not trying, they're worried about their right buttocks and potential mole that they have to get removed at the doctor. It's like they're not trying to min-max to the degree that most people think you have to. The amounts of times, so baby, the biggest example of this is I'm a Guardian Druid enjoyer, right? Like I love Guardian Druid. And I started making content for Guardian Druid. And the biggest question that people asked was, can you macro Iron for? Are you familiar with this at all? I'm sure that there's something like this for Warlock. I'm going to just take this off. I'm Steve. Yeah, no, But like, this idea is though, yesterday was the same build. Yep, that's the one deranged. But just the idea is people ask that. And it is effectively not the most min-maxed optimal way to play. There are arguments against macroing this ability, but the APM of Guardian Druid is something like 200 because you want Iron for, so Scroll Wheel is what I was using for a long time. Just, I got a $5 computer mouse and I just boop, 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 boop. I was married for a while, so I have the prerequisite strength to do this. But I was going to say, when I macroed it, I was like, I had logged my keys and I was wasting 100 rage, 200 rage. But most Guardians are wasting thousands of rage. And it's like, just macro it, man. Like, just do it. And this is not going to be a thing in Midnight. I can't give that advice in Midnight because I actually think you might be squishier to do that. But the idea is the only situation that you don't want this to happen is either min-maxed gameplay where you're trying to hold rage for the next pack, in which case you could just not cast for like 0.5 seconds. You could just not cast for a second. Also, you don't have to macro it to every ability if you don't want to. And B, just have a mangle on your bar that isn't macroed so that you can B-res if need be. It's an extra global. But that mentality is like, you can't do it. And people will really yell at you. And I really don't like the fact that anyone will take the side of, you can't do it. Why not? Who are you talking to? Like, when people say, can I macro Iron for people, like, absolutely not. And I'm like, bro is trying to do a +2, man. He can macro Iron for. Like, it's totally fine. He's just, that's Steve. You know? So I kind of am a big believer in just, you should play the game the way that you want to, but make sure that your expectations line up with your goals. Yeah, I don't know. Steve's getting a lot of flame right now. To be fair, my name is Steve, and that's why I use that example. It's kind of like you can't make fun of anything that you don't personally partake in. So wait, no need to ramp anymore. And you said don't even bother with extending dogs. So you go 1, 2, 3, and you just insta-clap. That'll feel much better on first pulls like this. And then I can AoE curse because that's actually Giga utility. Rest in peace, my mage. I kick this. It does feel really good to have 2 kicks. Shadow Fury right now, that'll help. Okay, build enough imps to just immediately send that and then kick this. Oh my god, I don't have a pet. God damn it, I hate pet classes. I hate pet classes. Why don't they just auto-summon in the beginning of a key? You know what? I thought my rotation was pretty good. Imagine how much more damage I would have done if I actually had my pet out. At least you don't play the thing that really needs it anymore, though. Did I miss a Wu playing the best spec? Oh, I didn't. Okay, so I haven't actually played Hunter yet because I need to learn Hunter, and so says he wants to go to higher keys. So we're just getting this up now. You know what I mean? Oh, I got nothing wrong with it. There's not only nothing wrong with it, but I love the fact that you have the option to play games now as a 40-year-old dad. That's amazing to me. I hope that when I'm 40 and maybe have children one day, I can also enjoy gaming. Where's my bear? I have tested bear a lot, and I know kind of where I stand on it. So I don't really need to play a lot more bear on beta. Beta is meant for me to test things that I don't actually know how to play. Because once the season starts, I'll play the thing I'm good at to get score. But for now, I really enjoy playing things that I am less good at. I would rather learn right now than, you know. Oh, you're watching it? Yeah, dude, Arsen's awesome. I actually hope so. Arsen and I have been talking about this. The timing needs to work out just a bit, and I need to get on a little earlier, which I plan to in the season, when the season actually starts. But I hope I can game with him because he's a gamer, and I don't care what he's playing. Like I'm totally fine off meta. Yep. I hope that AF is tuned well. I really don't know why they nerfed it in the last set of notes. I thought the double haunt gameplay was actually fun when I was playing it. Like, that little overlap felt really, really rewarding. It did not feel bad. So I was really sad to see that in the last set of notes, they decided to just... Like, I don't really know what the inspiration behind nerfing that was, because it's not like it was overperforming. It was just doing good. Like, Warlock needs to do good, because I have to do at least decent, you know? They might nerf demo, to be fair. Dad of 2 here, buddy, what you said. So, yeah, I think that Midnight is going to be better for the average gamer, but I also think that people who like min-maxing WoW will still like min-maxing WoW, you know? That was the best weak aura, no pet. Yeah, that's the weak aura I'm actually need right now, though. It's, okay, you're probably right, but is there a way that they could nerf the single target without nerfing it in keys? Because it's not, yeah. You do 500k single target. I'm imagining that's burst, not sustained. It better not be. In which case, baby, you've doomed the spec. This is the one thing I have a problem. Sometimes on Guardian, this happened to me last time. The last PTR cycle, I was playing a lot of Guardian on beta, and I was just like... There was a specific thing that I was doing, and I was like, man, this talent build is kind of bugged and doing super good right now. And then I made a video about it, and I was like, Blizzard, please don't nerf this. And then they nerfed it. Because it was like I was like just starting the YouTube channel. So I was like, I need to get a clickbait title. So I put, please don't nerf this. And then they nerfed it. And I was like, my bad, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. They probably wouldn't have done anything about this. I don't know if they watched my video. But they nerfed it, like, right after I did that. And I was like, oh, man. So now I'm super hesitant. I only share clips of the specs that I want to get nerfed. You got an ultimate sandbag here. I'm doing okay. I wouldn't say I'm blasting, because I know how much I'd be doing if I was playing My Frost Mage or something like that. And I'm just... We're on a few targets here, and everyone's holding cooldowns. We're all kind of waiting for the next mob. So again, don't worry about... probably not even worth dropping the shards there first. But then you tab target this. Kick that. Let's AoE curse them. I don't know if that cast is going to be on me, so we defensive with the curse. Oh, wrong. That's not my AoE curse. That was my single target curse, and I meant to kick that. Boom. Perfect. Okay. I'm doing okay. Yeah, I am tab targeting for Boom right now. How's Ellie Shami holding up? Ellie Shami is a weird spec nowadays with WoW, but let's call it good. In beta right now, it's a little bit less, though. I think I'm not playing that. The build that Baby just suggested to me, I am not playing. Half in beta is always a trap, gets nerfed before launch. That's what I feel about Monk. Monk is normally overperforming in beta, and then they never want that spec to be good. Just keep in mind, for anyone who's like, man, I'm really sad they nerfed AF, you could be a Monk player. That spec is probably the most forgotten spec, I think, in all of WoW's history. It's actually unbelievable to me how forgotten it is. I kind of miss it when I was... I think I miss having more core generation. Yeah, that makes sense. But I can't say, for example, that I really understand the Apex either. Because I'm just an enjoyer of this, and I'm not really playing it as well as I could be. Like there, I missed an implosion window, etc. Monks in general? Yeah. But also, I don't envy Blizzard's job. Like, how many specs do they have to balance in their game? It's a lot. I don't know if I could do a better job of it. That's not true. I do think I could do a better job of it. It might just be a little bit of sinful pride. Maybe I'm going downstairs when I die, but I do think the only problem I have with tuning is they don't actually need to take big swings all the time in order to get it right. What they need to do is like 1% here or there when there's a clear outlier. If they're really worried about absolutely messing things up, why don't they just actually send like a 1% nerf per week until it seems more reasonable? You don't even have to change the meta like that, but you could just send like just the little bit. Like you're like, oh, Enhancement Shaman is doing... That's actually a bad example because at a mid-level, Enhancement Shaman doesn't do that, but that's what I think, Glob. I think the thing that I misunderstand is just how many people work on it. There's basically like 3 mage developers and 1 for half the other specs and 0 for the rest. That's what it feels like. I actually wonder about that. Oh, hi, Akashic. How's it going? Akashic, do you think you're going to play Midnight? Overall, by the way, I'm a super big enjoyer of World of Warcraft. I'm like giga fan. Game is amazing. I love this game. I wouldn't play it if I didn't love it. So keep in mind, I am not the sort of person to doom about WoW. There are a few things that concern me, but I'm like been saying since the early part of beta, I was like, guys, the UI is going to be fine, first of all. No one worry about the UI. But the next... unending resolve here. I wonder if I should... No, demo would never swap pet, even with a 1.5 minute fell domination. I don't think you would ever swap your pet. That would be such a big brain play, though, to say, I'm going to die to this Dispel, and to spend the global summoning a pet real fast. I don't think it would ever be worth the DPS loss, but there are a few double Dispel profiles in these keys, where having that extra Dispel would actually make a big difference. That would be a crazy big brain play if you did that. You definitely will? I think so. I'm definitely going to play it. I know that. But I'm not the sort of person they have to convince to play their game. I am what's called, you might have heard of this before, but I'm chronically addicted. When I was younger, wasn't socially cool enough, nor did I have access to any illicit substances. Therefore, I played World of Warcraft. And, you know, pros and cons. Pro, I got all my teeth. Con, I play World of Warcraft. I feel Windwalker, I'm not sure. You've told me that the playstyle is super rough with Windwalker, but I think that Feral is maybe the spec, one of the specs that really suffered from this tuning. Like, from the pruning, Feral just, it has no identity anymore, and it's a melee spec, and I think that Feral's in a really rough spot, though. What's up, Argus? What's the kids these days are calling this is Unkslop? Is that a term that people are using? Yo, what's up, Argus, by the way? Sorry, if I miss your comment on green, come over. Gonna get some sleep. Yo, thank you for tuning in and saying hello and also teaching me a little bit about Warlock. I'm glad I could ask you these questions because I do like to do it. Nice to meet you as well. I will see you around. You play NA. Well, maybe I'll see you around at some point. Hi, Irene. How's it going today? We are not playing Hunter, which is what I thought I would be playing today, but it turns out I'm actually playing Warlock. The buffs to this spec feel enough for me to enjoy playing this right now. But it is a numbers thing, and I suppose the single target is high enough that they're definitely nerfing it. One thing that I have a problem is everybody agrees that they nerf based on Warcraft logs raid testing, right? Yes, it's a strange looking Hunter. Hunter in Midnight has changed a lot. I gotta make a new video. Hunter in Midnight has changed tremendously, Sylar. But they do. They look at Warcraft logs and they just kind of nerf. They even do that for tanks, which is crazy. What's up, Wagsy? They absolutely do. And also, Wagsy, first of all, tails are great, huh? Second of all, I don't like that they do that. Yeah. But they also do that with tanks and healers, which is a problem because the profile of tanking and healing is not always based purely off of numbers, you know? If you're talking class devs. I'm an add-on doomer, so I'm not sure if I'm playing. What add-ons are you worried about not having out of curiosity? Let me ask you a question. If you're like if you're really worried about the UI, what are you worried that you won't be able to do? That's my biggest question right now. No problem. Thanks for coming to say hi, man. We're chilling. Because I think that that's you have to clarify that question because there's a lot of things that people are like, man, I'm super worried about this thing with nameplates. And I'm like, oh, we can already do that. No worries. Like, that's already back. There's a lot of things that are already back. Ooh, line of sight. I'll show you a screenshot of my Discord. If you're playing beta whatsoever and you have a UI, just send me what your UI looks like. I'm kind of curious. I am messing up my single target rotation hard here. I did not maximize that window. But yeah, most likely it's going to be okay, though. You had like 500 custom code weak ores. Okay, never mind. It's not going to be okay. You might hate the game then. I guess there are people who have like a lot of custom weak ores, and I could understand that being a little bit more. We won't have as many of those, depending on what your UI actually looks like. But I'm kind of a minimalist, so personally speaking, I'll be all right. Like, I've been playing beta with completely base UI anyways already, so I'm kind of chilling. Where do we go with this next one? Are we going to the next side? Or is he going to keep fighting here? Sorry, I didn't know where to put that one. This build, and also me min-maxing my Apex talent a little bit more just from that small conversation with Baby. I think I'm getting PI as well, but I'm definitely popping. Oh, where is it? I almost died. Be right on the edge here, though. Game is supposedly becoming more simple, where you don't need a program to pay for you. It is supposedly becoming more simple. Wait. I'm the res. I can't save myself here. I really actually have. I have coil. Nope. Uh-oh. I didn't soulstone myself. I got the res on the healer. I was blasting, though. That was a little better there. It was absolutely blasting single target there. They can probably finish this boss with 3 people. I think it'll be okay. Hey, I'm doing good. Nice. My HPS there, I could have planned slightly better, but I was doing what I could do. Yeah. Oh, I got a res. Okay, hold up. We have to probably reset this. What was the healer doing? About 100k? I like the fact that the game is becoming more simple, though. Maybe I will post it on my monitor instead, the post-it notes. I like that comment. Can you still time it? I don't think so. I'm so confused on Demon Hunter versus Pally Tank. Who is more self-healing and who is not squishy? Demon Hunter has more self-healing and is less squishy. Sure, I don't mind. Sure, I don't mind. That's an easy answer. If you're just looking for who's going to be a little tankier, it's definitely Demon Hunter compared to Pally. I like the post-it notes. Oh, that was cute. I feel it was good. I needed... Like, I was getting a little lazy with raid bosses. Are we going to get more beta changes with pre-patch coming so soon? What we are going to get most likely is the pre-patch will come out tomorrow, and it is going to be a buggy mess, which might actually be fun to play. I know people are obsessed with, like, tuning being really good, and I also am obsessed with that. But for what it's worth, I actually think that sometimes WoW is fun to play when it is completely unbalanced. For like a week or two. But for a week or two, it is genuinely fun to play this game when it's just like, I'm going to play the thing that's really good. Not for a season. Not for a whole season. But pre-patch is going to be like that because there's no way that that gets implemented smoothly. If I was a betting man, I would not bet on pre-patch being a smooth thing for a lot of players. Like... Oh man, you can keyboard turn and be really... Oh, thank you, DPS. I try. I don't think I'm actually like... I appreciated DPS. I'm glad you think that. What's really funny to me is that Blizzard, a friend of mine, just came to Thailand. Yeah, he just moved here. The hardest affix that I play with is the fact that I have a small GCD delay. It makes it genuinely an issue. Servers won't be up till 7 p.m., but it will be incredibly buggy. Just know that, and I think don't have the expectation everything will go very smoothly, and you'll have a much better time with pre-patch. Just, like, log in with the expectation of, like, yeah, we're going to have so many bugs, but that being said, what do we want to play? That could actually be fun instead, though. Chak, hopefully I answered your question, though. Did that answer your question properly? And yes, the Holy Priest build that I was playing is that. What dungeon? Where go? So's DK. Is he playing a Death Knight? Whoa. Ooh, a Death Knight. DPS. I have a perspective on the game that I don't think a lot of people actually play. Or have this perspective. And one of the ways that I play is I like to memorize rather than react. So my reaction time a little slow. Just as a gamer, I know how my brain works. So I struggle with FPS games or games where it's like, just gotta react faster. Because I'm a little bit slow. When I was younger, it was called developmentally delayed. But as an adult, I'm just a little slow. I just work a little differently. I process things. Takes me a second. I can't learn raid fights from watching a video. I have to do it myself. But in raid, as an example, once I've seen the fight and the variables are taken out, I can execute the rotation pretty consistently. Like I got it, because now it's memorized, and I know I'm going to hit that global then, et cetera, right? So... the way I play the game is by studying, learning, and planning my moves like a chessboard. That being said, it's not going to work for some specs. And I know that. I'm okay with that. I intentionally let myself play like that. I appreciate the compliment, but to be fair, I just think that what I've learned to do is I play to my strengths. And I think that if other people did that, they would also they would find themselves being a little better at the game, because some people have more reactive type play styles, and there are some specs which, if you break WoW specs down, there are different personalities that align with each spec of World of Warcraft. So a lot of people just haven't had the depth of playing all the different specs in WoW, but I do think it's a fascinating topic to consider when people say, what tank should I play? What is your personality? Because that might actually determine the answer to that question. As crazy as that sounds, that's a real thing. Like, more than tuning, because we don't know how it's going to be tuned. The question might actually be, what thing? We go AA? Okay. I'm on the way to AA. Sec. How do I get back? Hearth? Cooldown. Sec. Yeah. Tank types. So, for example, people like me who want to plan ahead tend to prefer Bear, Warrior, Paladin. Sometimes Demon Hunter. People who prefer to be like, they want a game, man. Like, for example, there are people who are like, oh, I got the shakes. I got a game. My brain works so fast. I got to go like this. That person might actually prefer a more twitchy-based gameplay. That's a little bit of a false representation, but for what it's worth, that guy almost certainly plays melee. Wait, how do I get back to Stormont? Do I just have to walk out here? Will it eventually port me back, or how do I get? Is it just Dalaran Hearthstone? I like planning ahead, so that's what I do, Blur, though. I do that. And it works for me, but to be fair, at a high level, I have a hard time playing things, and we talked about this before, Blood DK, Brewmaster, I don't tend to play them as well. So wait, I would have Algothar here, right? Algothar would be, what is it listed under? Skyreach. Do I not have it on the Warlock? Wait. Heroes Path Midnight. Heroes Path Midnight Season 1. 1, 2, 3. Where's Algothar? Oh, Algothar's not here. Okay, so what I could do is I could go zone into a dungeon that will zone me out when I leave the dungeon. That's going to be my plan. Swapping from HPAL to disc completely changed the way I will prog rate. True. Do you like that? I played Prop Palling the War Within. I agree. Prop Palling the War Within was very, you have to plan cooldowns. But you know what, VDH, I see? No. VDH is a lot less like that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, there you go. Turning into the classic Zugzug melee brand, playing Fury for 2 tiers. I had to stop to save my brain. Demon Hunters, man. Playing CS2 will fix the reaction time. Playing CS2 will certainly, didn't know you play DPS classes too? Hi, Exit Day. I play everything. I just get bored. But I play a bit of everything. Get some health potions too, though. I've never progged as a disc, so I don't know yet. Disc notoriously was hard to prog on, but to be honest, I think that it's a lot easier now, from what I have heard. I actually play tanks, healers, and DPS, but I just get lazy. All right, Algothar Academy. Oh, beta has been fun. Oh, yeah. I love beta. I was actually trying to do a challenge yesterday, Exaday, of like taking my 660 item level Blood DK on retail, and I was going to say I'll get 3k IO in one day. But I didn't quite realize the time commitment of that. And then I was like, after a few hours, I was like, no, I just sort of want to eat cheesecake and maybe go do self-soothing activities. But I was on stream, so I couldn't do my self-soothing activities. Hence, I had to make a plan. And so I swapped the beta and had a great day. I personally like change in terms of doing something different for a season or whatever. I agree, and for me, beta represents the chance for me to play specs that I might not gear otherwise on retail. So one of the weirdest questions, Exida, you'll find this funny, because I know who the type of gamer that you are. It's so funny to me there was a genuinely good question that was asked months ago, but he asked it sincerely and genuinely. But other people have asked this seriously. They say, why are you playing the bad thing on beta? I have really received that comment a lot, where it's like, if I'm playing Holy Priest because I think that the new Archon Holy Priest playstyle is fun, people will say, why aren't you playing the meta? And I was like, because it's beta. I'm like, because this is the time to do, or like, what talent build is best? I'm like, you just, whatever you want. And they're like, no, I need the best one. I'm like, but it's beta. Like, you're not a meta slave anyways. You know, when the actual season comes out, I will say I don't have a group yet to play with. Although I hope that going into midnight, I can use my battle tag and actually have more consistent people. I nerf myself like crazy in a season by just going into looking for group and trying to do it that way. The truth is that having a B tag is the best, most significant advice for actual IO. So if I want to push in the season, I've been playing beta for months. It's really tough. What's this? It's very tough to prog. What this? Oh yeah, I never crafted or made any gems on this character, right? When's the next pug tank? Good question, Tiny. Probably soon. That's right, I should actually make a primary stat gem. I don't even have one. People want to see the best spec? Yeah, that's true. Although, again, people really misunderstand because you don't want your spec to be that good on beta. That's a bad idea. Like, when people are like, man, I really want... Is this S tier? I'm like, hopefully not. Like, is Guardian Druid S tier? As you know, I don't know if you know this, Exit. I'm a Guardian Druid enjoyer. Man, I hope not. I want it to be exactly solidly C tier, probably, because then it's going to get buffed. And it did. Turns out that the two worst tanks got buffed by 15% and 20%. Wow. How wonderful. Being good on beta is like, I know. And especially if you see your spec in the Race to World first, people are like, yay. And if I see Guardian Druid in the Race to World first topping meters, I'm immediately like, no. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen. It's almost as bad as dying on the first pull of Algathar Academy as a DPS. To be fair, that's way worse. What just happened to Purple there, that's significantly worse. Whatever you think could happen to you bad, like there are starving children in Africa, but you can also die on the first pull of Algathar Academy. Worst feeling ever. This is like the most fun pull. And imagine having to die here, though. Is that pull like Gambit? So the problem with Gambit is you can actually just run back. This pull, you cannot. I can't. I need to go see my damage. Will I compete with Frostmage as a demo warlock on the very first pull? I'm tab targeting my dooms. I only missed I missed 2 globals from my understanding of the spec right now. Hold up. Aha! I'm keeping up with Frostmage. Nice. All right. Whatever we do, we have to time this key now because this is the log for me. This is the best thing you can. Oh, by the way, exit day. People don't really also realize there's a lot of nuance with doing big numbers in WoW. When I wanted to show off Guardian Druid, I was like, bro, I got this. Because I was trying to show people that Guardian Druid did big damage. I don't like doing that a lot because I'm going to get it nerfed. And I was like, bro, I'm just going to invite a Windwalker, a Devourer Demon Hunter, and like an Enhancement Shaman or an Outlaw Rogue to Algathar Academy. And I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like, if you play as a tank player who does massive AoE damage but nothing else, if you play with target cap specs, you're going to have a fantastic time. Do I not pad here and actually just send this right now? I think I'm going to be ethical and I'm not going to hold for AoE. I think I just send signal target. But yeah. Basically, like, yeah, Fury Warrior, there's basically certain target cap specs, and it is a massive tank hack. If you ever want to do big damage as a tank, or a healer for that matter, because both of them tend to pad an AoE, then the best thing is bosses need to die faster, and AoE packs need to live longer. And you can take a log like that, and just pretend like you're doing whatever. So now I think in Algathar Academy, Kira and I have the top Guardian Druid logs, simply because I decided to do that. He decided to do some crazy routing stuff that I'm not doing, because my route was actually, if anything, lackluster. But it is a massive factor for testing. Please get this Tyrant off. Please, please, please. Nice. Okay, so I kind of got a Tyrant off in AoE. I'll take the... Do we have a Dispel for him? Oh, can he live? Probably. They changed Ironfur at all? Yes, they did, Wagsy. A lot. Guardian Druid is the only thing that received weird... Guardian Druid is unique among the tanks for the fact that actually right now, yes, massively changed Ironfur. You might not like it. You cannot macro it anymore. Now you have Raise, and you might need to juggle it. Is there a build that... Could you still play a build like this? Should be a best tank for pugs. Okay. Quasi's how to tank thing. Great video. Like that video a lot. I watched it. However, that was not updated for Midnight, because he was talking rotationally as if things were still... Man, purple is not having a good key. He is in absolute misery right now. Let me get the Tyrant off. Hold up. He is not having a great time right now. It's just, I do feel for him. If I was him, I would probably try the next move as a DPS player. The thing is, he tanks and heals, so I don't think he's going to do this. But technically, the next move as a DPS is you intentionally throw the key at this point. It's the only thing to do. You know it, I know it, you've seen people do it, but the only thing left to do at this point is intentionally throw the dungeon. He's accidentally DC'd at this point. That has to be what happened. It's like, I'm so sorry, guys, my power just turned off. It's gotta be... That's the only logical step to take as a DPS player. You never macroed and preferred Raze, so hell yeah. So Raze is back even with the Loon's Chosen build, but I will say, for those who enjoy just gaming after work, maybe you have 3 kids, maybe you have 9 kids, maybe you're hyper successful at impregnating women and you have like 13 children, you can still play WoW casually, and there will still be a Guardian Druid build that actually works for you. Don't buy into the fact that you have to min-max to the degree of like, you cannot play this build. Will it be suboptimal? Absolutely. But if you really, really, really just want to do your keys and you want to macro your Ironfur, it's not going to be the end of the world to do so. Also, I should not be running like this. I should be putting my gateway down. Warlock tips. So yeah, just know, like, it's going to be okay. There's always a few specs like that. Exit Day, I'm sure that there's something like this that exists for Havoc. Like, people want to min-max, and actually, it did exist for Havoc. It's the old momentum versus inertia conversation. Those are the talent names, right? I didn't play Havoc back in the day, but it was like the Fell Rush. You had the choice, and it was like, this one's 1 or 2% behind. But the truth is that people play it so significantly poorly that it would actually be better if they played the easier one that was 2% behind on Sims. Just because as they're getting into the spec, they're trying to learn, and it's like, it would be so much better if they took this out and they intentionally played it in a simpler fashion. And I think that a lot of specs have that, but it's hard because if you get your information from the class Discord, then they're going to want to tell you what's best. And I understand that philosophy, but it's not always fun to play the more complicated thing for a small damage gain. It is fun for me, but actually not even. There are times where I've intentionally, even in a competitive season, I'll play a different talent just because I prefer it. I'm not against doing that. Some people are, but I'm not. Momentum, that was the build, thank you. Yeah, it was inertia versus momentum. Now, to be fair, though, like, they should do that more often. Like, you can have the complicated thing be a few % ahead, and then have the not complicated thing be a few % behind. Like, that's absolutely not just fine, but I think it's good for the game to have that. We're not going to look at overall. You ever had a tank spec in mind besides Guardian? No. I know, like, obviously I'm playing Guardian, but besides Guardian, unsure. That'll probably be a tuning thing because I like several of the tanks. I would be happy to play several of the tanks. Hence, I would just sort of decide whatever is going to be in my best interest to have. Like, if I think that Guardian is going to have a hard time playing the keys without a B-tag friends list, I could decide to play something that would have an easier time playing the keys. In which case, it would be something like Pally or VDH or whatever I think is going to be meta. I wouldn't play Brew or Blood DK for a season just based off playstyle alone. Brew would be a wild thing. I mean, somebody can dare me to do it, and I guess I would do it if you dare me to do it. You could do that, but for what it's worth, yeah. You can dare me to do anything. I can decline the request, but... The biggest thing, Blurbell, Reen, I have a much more important question for you, because this one is time sensitive. I'm going to get a haircut today, and we have ultimately decided, I think, that I am not buzz cutting my hair. I've never done that before, and I'm kind of curious about it. Like, I'm sort of a little bit... I wonder what it would be like to have a buzz cut. Not just, like, shorter hair. I'm going to have shorter hair tomorrow. I don't want to be bald because I'm moving way toward... I've talked about this before, but I'm absolutely... You think it'd look good? I feel like if I grow the beard out a little bit and I get a buzz cut, I just have to start looking like I give orders to people. Okay, next one. Yeah, I think that it might. The only thing is that I have like a mohawk. When I was 10, I had a mohawk. Did you get on the DK yesterday? I gave up on the challenge after timing a few keys. I decided I could do it, and then I had a lot less fun past that point. Go wind first. Wind. Make sure. No need to go bald before you actually get there. I just think the problem with being bald is that somehow you go bald and you don't even get the privilege of not worrying about your hair. After you go bald, you have to maintain the baldness. That's crazy. That's like, what? How does that happen? Because I would want to just, the whole point of it is like, well, I guess I don't really have to wash my hair anymore, and I guess I don't have to do anything. Like, that's nice. But actually, no. I have to shave my head now all the time. That's like wild thing. Now I have to do all this extra effort. Yeah. Well, I live in Thailand, so I would just have to sunscreen the top of my head like a cue ball. Be quiet, challenge to figure out when to use Iron Fur. I have you on that one. Don't worry. If you are worried about that type of thing, I definitely got you. I can tell you, I think that I'll be able to help people with the Iron Fur debacle. Because there is going to be a general rule for you do it now, you don't do it now. These are the packs to watch out for type stuff. I will make a video if you're curious about that at all. At some point, just do... I will definitely do PSAs for Guardian. Because it is a little bit strange, but right now it's actually not necessarily the right idea to just think Iron Fur all the time. Gonna take Iron Fur off. You should. Yeah, well, pre-patch is coming already. So pre-patch is coming tomorrow. It's gonna be a rude awakening for Guardian Druids, but I have already cooked up a build that is decent. Also, Ray, thank you for the sub. Hi, Ray. Ray, are you tall? Wait a second. Can I ask you a question, Ray? Are you tall? .6'3"? Oh, thank God. Because otherwise I was just realizing how awkward it is that little Ray is in my chat. I tested beta briefly on 3 tanks and Guardian felt the worst. Post damage buff, there are two different builds that you can play. There are 3 different builds you can play. Did you laugh at that? Psh, degenerates. You're not supposed to know who that is. You play World of Warcraft. Actually, wait a second. Nope, that's the exact opposite. You will definitely know. You should know who that is. Shame on you if you don't get that reference. You bring dishonor onto your cow, onto your meat, onto your this, onto your that, onto everything. But you probably have really strong fall. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. So anyways, there will be ultimately 2 different ways to play Guardian as of current tuning. You have Druid of the Claw, which is going to be a little bit more min-maxy, a little bit more this, and I don't know if everyone will actually play it, but it will probably be ahead. With just how our Apex talent works and how our tier set works and stuff, I couldn't see Elun's Chosen being competitive unless they somehow massively buff it baseline, which I don't think they're going to do. So realistically, Druid of the Claw is the play. However, I wouldn't say it's broken, it's just good. I actually don't think, to be fair, that it's like broken, it's just doing good. This key is going to be a little bit of an inflation. Guardian's main secondary stat. Guardian likes all secondary stats, and if you play Druid of the Claw, Mastery even gains a tiny bit of value, but the truth is, you could take, on my Guardian right now, any amount of secondary stats and swap it for me. And I would be able to do just fine. Secondary stats are a giant bait. People think that swapping 2% haste for 2% crit or whatever it is going to somehow magically improve your gameplay. It will not. Focusing on the core tenets of WoW is going to be way more beneficial for people than just min-maxing secondary stats. It's not a thing you can do, but unless you're a DPS player trying to get like 100 parses, for certain tanks it matters more. Guardian is not one of them. You could play high haste, high crit, high verse, high mastery. All of them will work just fine. So yeah, don't worry too much. Technically speaking, it's haste verse or haste crit. If you're gonna pick one and you want to have that conversation, you're gonna craft something. I would probably craft haste verse right now. You know, I think Brew actually has a higher argument for wanting to be a little bit more into crit verse. And, you know, you have tanks like Paladin who recently had the spell block issue of, like, you need 10,600 mastery or 9,800 without a shaman to guarantee 100% spell block. It's like, that's a break point. Okay. So there's that. Or you need X amounts of haste to guarantee that your wings will be up and your ardent will be up for the next tank hit. Otherwise you die. Okay. So those are breakpoints, but not every tank has that. That's pretty specific to Paladin. Unsure if Brew currently does not hate haste. I am very not up to date with Brew. To be honest, I won't even talk about it as if I know, because I don't. I would love to collaborate with somebody like Shaw or somebody who really likes Brew soon. I think that would be a lot of fun, because this AoE curse is actually massively good utility at this point. Oh, I was slightly too close. I'm so sorry. I pulled that. Okay. Solas might die. Oh, we have the paints up. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was my bad. He was definitely not intending to do this pull. I can help. 1 second. I'm locked in because we will lose the key like right now. I kick. I will live 1 cast, but they won't. Nope, not 2 casts. Ouch. That is on me. I pulled that after I got knocked back. Brew, I don't think it still wants haste as far as I know. If it were A tier is not behind on damage, we good. Damn, I was doing really good before this. I think that key was looking real good for me on demo. I have only myself to blame for that death. Think it's faster to wait for a res. That's just like taste. No, it's never really like taste. You want crit verse with some mastery depending on the damage type or encounter, or raid versus keys. I think that was a choice though. Is Blood DK still haste verse? Blood DK is a choice of what key level you're doing. Haste verse first lets you live the one shot a little bit better to Death Strike, but oftentimes mastery might make you slightly more independent because you'll heal more. I do actually think I have to take this res. 1 second. I'll wait for the frontal. I'll take this res. Oh, the healer just perished. All right, I got this. I can kick right now. It's okay. I got this. I will Shadow Fury, and then I will Fell Dom summon my pet, so I can kick the next thing. And then I can live this. How did the 3K go? I abandoned the project because I have no pride, and I was not willing to actually sit through and do it the whole day. I thought about it. I was like, you know, this is a really good idea. And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, oh, this was not a good idea. So I abandoned the project. He hates Blood DK. I enjoyed playing it, but when I realized how much time it was going to take me, I enjoyed playing it less. I don't feel rewarded for playing retail. I don't think I'm the only one who feels like this either. Like, I definitely am not the only one. there's a ton of people who are just like, I don't know, man. Retail is not giving me, how to say. What do the youngins say nowadays? It's not giving me drip, yo. I think I combined two different, no, they don't say yo anymore, right? Hey, is anybody like 20 years old? Do you say yo? It's not lit. Yeah, it's not giving lit. Oh boy, I don't know how to do this. The thing is, Ray, at this point, Jesse, do you feel like hip to the hop, or do you have hip problems? It's no Riz. Did we talk this weird? When we were younger, did we have the same weird communication patterns? Do we just not understand? Like, is there something that I'm fundamentally missing about this? Because sometimes I look at kids and I'm like, okay, first of all, I've lived in Ohio, and trust me, it's not nearly as quite lit as people make it out to be. The toilet thing is accurate, but yeah, the 6-7 really, that's what, honestly, I was fine for this generation, except until I learned what 6-7 means, and then I was so not okay with it. I was actually, that really pissed me off, because it's like been this big thing, and I was like, I haven't been up to date, I don't know what 6-7 means, etc., 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 okay? And I was so excited to learn, because I was like, all right, teach me, like, what is the 6-7? And then they were like, it means nothing. And I was like, what do you mean it means nothing? Why is it such a big deal then? And they're like, that's the point. And I was like, no. 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 What does 6-7 mean? I have hip problems. It's a big deal. Everybody's like 6-7, bro. And I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. That's the thing. The whole point of it is that it actually means nothing. What? Why say it then? Well, then what's the point? That's the whole truth of it. I've given you, there's no need to watch a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. It basically means nothing. I thought it was some weird, like, 07 is at least a salute, right? Like, if you understand 07, you're like, oh, it's a salute, I get it. But actually, no. Yup. Can anyone find me the show us what's in the fridge meme? Do you know that one, by the way? There is no point, that's why they say it, I know. But out of curiosity, I was saying this yesterday. I never found it, though. Do you know the show us what's in the fridge, Wayne? Did you know that one? With the Hunter x Hunter music playing in the background? I need to find that right now. I guess we were weird. Like, I don't know. When I was in high school, I guess I was like, yo, dog. I guess I was like dog with an AWG. I'm trying to think of what I said anymore, though. Not from a movie. This one? Hold up. Let me make sure I just Mortal Coil this set right here. Is that it? Let me find it. I gotta open this link in the middle of this key. The problem is I'm top damage right now, and I haven't actually, so I need to be competitive. I'm opening it in the background. I need to work less and get updated. Yeah, that's the one. Perfect. That's exactly the one. That's the clip. I need to show that to everyone. Great clip. That is the one, in fact. Was saying wasabi on his phone. Yeah, I did. You could have rickrolled, but instead you chose the path of peace, and I respect it. What's up? What's up? Yep. Classic. Oh shit, my YouTube is auto-playing something now. What's up? Do you ever feel like somewhere in the last 20 years we messed up? You ever feel like that? Like, for some reason, like, on my childhood was terrible. In terms of the fact, like, I had a lot of medical problems and my life was just really hard. So it's not like I remember my childhood fondly for those reasons. At the same time, how does the world, like... That's, you know what? You're technically... It's around that point, though. Wasn't Harambe around Warlords of Draenor? Actually, though, what was the exact date here? Because Warlords of Draenor was around that point. It's pretty close. 10 years, yeah? Wasn't it, like, around the same time? Interesting. Are we mass invising the next thing? Because this is percentage. I can Curse of Tongues this one. And when was Warlords of Draenor? There you go. I don't mean to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, but it's interesting. It just so happens, huh? Yeah, so I'm assuming I'm going to get rid of all my imps. I'm going to try really, really hard not to have any imps out. Hopefully nothing weird happens. I'll implosion, like, right now. I'll do my best. And we mass invis, and we should be able to walk right past these guys. Nope. Was it my pet? Do I need to de-summon my pet? Am I still in invis? Okay, we're fine. Go, go, go. November? Damn. All right, slightly off. But yeah, it is weird. Like, sometimes I actually think about this. I think about what it would be like to grow up as a kid today. And I'm just pretty surprised. Like, I don't know if I'd be able... Imagine growing up with social media and AI and the way things are right now. That's wild, dude. I couldn't actually really imagine that. I already struggled when I was in high school, the fact that, like, Facebook was a thing. Draenor suck. Okay, so to be fair, I like Draenor because I ran a guild back then and I played a lot. Our memory of what was a good WoW expansion is heavily colored by whether or not we were personally enjoying the game back then. So I woke up at 4 a.m. my time to raid with an OCE guild on my hunter in Hellfire Citadel. Hence, I have fairly good memories about it. Like, you know. Okay, so I'm going to circle here, I suppose. I'll run out this one. Circle in this corner. Dragonflight was actually a great expansion, but WoW has been trending downhill for a while. So in a weird way, people don't have... Dragonflight actually, I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. The War Within just felt like... It did feel a little like Dragonflight 2.0. So I don't think the War Within was a particularly good expansion. And also, thinking about the keys in the War Within, I don't think that any of them were really bangers. Ecodome being the exception. Ecodome was good, but I don't think that the War Within really had, like, massive successful keys. Floodgate? Floodgate was just hard. I actually, like I said, when I ranked the dungeons, I thought Floodgate was decent. Priory... Floodgate from a dungeon... Oh, my bad. Floodgate from a dungeon design perspective, very stinker dungeon. Bad. No, sorry, opposite. From a dungeon design perspective, Floodgate good. From a difficulty in your weekly keys perspective, Floodgate bad. That's the way that works. But actually, from a dungeon design perspective, the key is good. It's got fair checks. It's not actually unfair. It's just hard. I actually think that Mists of Tyrannosaith, when they brought it back, was a worse version of itself, but was still a good dungeon. But I don't know why they had to artificially make Mist harder just because, for no reason. Grim Batol. Yes. The only benefit of Grim Batol is that some people like buttholes. Not everybody does, by the way, but some people do. Priory is a cool dungeon. Thematically, Priory is pretty cool. I'll give you that. Wasn't Brackenhide kind of like that Gigafauna? No, even Brackenhide was fun, to be fair, though. You think, okay, so if you were going to rank Priory, Floodgate versus Azure Vault and Brackenhide, the only problem with Dragonflight is that Vortex Pinnacle existed. But then again, I still think if Vortex Pinnacle versus Grim Batol, which is worse? You'd have a hard time convincing me, to be honest, that the War Within dungeons were better than the Dragonflight dungeons. Halls of Infusion even. Are we just forgetting Uldaman? Uldaman. Everbloom was tough, man. Everbloom was... Algathar Academy was solid. Brackenhide was dope except for the last boss. The last boss really took that. Neltheris? Ooh, I didn't like Neltheris. That's a good point. All right. Ruby Life Pools? The only argument I could see for Ruby Life Pools was that it was a good flex of a good healer. If your healer was really good, and it was an opportunity for you to show off that you were better than other people. Neltheris, no. Neltheris had so many issues with the chains, and as the keys got higher, that dungeon was just an atrocity. I played Prez too, so the Mammoth boss was weirdly the hardest boss ever to exist because of range issues. I think that I like max HPS. I don't like unfair HPS. So max HPS, like Kajin. Did you ever get to heal Kajin, Wagsy? As a healer? Did you ever get to do that, though? Well, hold up, Donut. You say that like that's a bad thing. You have Rose Tinted Glass that directly played with Metacomp. I didn't. I played Preservation Evoker in a season of Restlo Druid. I didn't play... Hold up, wait a second. Now, for what it's worth, I was healing Kajin on 1920 Tyrannical on a Preservation Evoker. So, Swivel says need healer. I do think we need a healer right now, though. Hi, Little. Bye, it was nice to meet you today. You got one-tapped on everything? Yeah, I played Present Dragonflight. You were playing Brew. So your experience is colored by the fact that you were playing Blizzard's Forgotten Stepchild. That was your issue. You can't play Brewmaster. We know this now. Hi, Lil. I don't think I actually know you, but it was nice to play with you today. I always like making new friends. Halls of Infusion, that boss for HPS, that's why it was fun. But I think that healers generally enjoy challenges. Yeah. So said be right back, but then actually I do think we'll need a healer. So yes, Swivels. Yes. Yeah. I will see you another time. The only place you don't like is Swamp Face. I don't mind Swamp Face as an HPS challenge. I think that one is good. I like Swamp Face as an HPS challenge. But Priory I don't like because if a cast goes off, then it's Jover. That's the real issue. Hey, correct. So it's the unfairness that I don't like. I want to be able to play my role to its utmost degree, though. Hey, Ash. How you doing, correct? I'm doing pretty good. I think Uldaman, where you have to line the claps from the golems. That was pretty bad. Swamp Face on Prez was hard. It is kind of hard. Good? Excellent. Good? You said man with 3 N's. This leads me to believe that the first part of your name may or may not have been accomplished in real life recently. Good for you. It was such a fun dungeon to heal. Yes, except for the frog boss. Frog boss was not fun to heal because people were like really, really into trying new cuisines. And they would just face tank the frogs. And I was like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. Like, you're supposed to not get hit by the frogs. The frogs was actually the worst part. I did not like the frogs. Candle King with DPS that kept missing candles. Yeah, but that type of challenge, Green, that's a fun one. There are certain things that actually you enjoy the challenge on. Also, that last key, not bad. I'll take that. Hey, Crack, though. I hope you're good. I like Halls as Mistweaver. Mistweaver was one of the worst healers for Kajin, though. And decided discard winner? This guy. He's not in here right now, but tasered probably. Apart from the outrange, she's on the last pack. Yes. Would love to treat somebody. Bet I will let you know. Did I catch up anything in overall the shit? I think toward the end. Yeah. I felt so bad for purple at the start of that. To the challenge of timing cooldowns. If a cast goes through, though, Wagsy, it's not your fault. That's the only problem I have with it. Hold on. You happen to come in. I'm just going to go grab a bite of cheesecake because I have cheesecake now. So my life is good. Let me be right back real fast. Commercial. Boom, like this. You did purple a little bit toward the end. Be right back real fast. What? Okay. This is the most magical thing I think that has ever been made in my house. I don't even understand. Do you know why there are children in impoverished countries that are sad? It's because they don't have this. That's probably why. I've seen videos of like people, there are all these people like they're just crying, they're just having a bad time, whatever happening in the background. It's because they don't have this. If this was sent as foreign aid, immediately solve the problem. This is so good. Homemade salted caramel and homemade cheesecake that I can eat. It's unbelievably good. Kitty made this for my birthday yesterday. I did RFA, and you look, by the way, exactly like your icon does. Oh, so it's gone? Well, hey, Para, good morning. It's cheesecake, basically. It's like the best It's really, really good. I know. You look exactly like your photo. Yeah. I was surprised. I wanted to see the RFA face reveal, and then you did it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly you was perfect. No, I don't make assumptions that I know what anyone looks like, to be honest. I'm very bad at telling. Somebody will be in Discord with me, and it's the way they talk. It's like people will be like, ooh, woo, kitten. And I'll be like, ha, they're 40. And it turns out that they're actually 20. Unbelievable. It gets me every time. I'm very bad at telling, you know what I mean, though? The B tier? Yes. I need to make a new healer tier list, to be honest. I haven't updated mine in a long time. I've really enjoyed Holy Priest Para. It's crazy. No. But, right. Whose tier list was this? I haven't updated my, did Jack make a new updated one? Holy Priest was never bad. It was wrong to rank it that low. It was only that low if you played Oracle. Archon has actually always been good on beta. Now, something I saw on TikTok. Okay, so Priest is weirdly, unintentionally buffed with all of the changes to Midnight. Holy Priest might, for the first time since Shadowlands, actually have a place in Keys. Believe it or not. But I shouldn't finish this. I shouldn't finish this. I know I shouldn't finish this. I should stop right now. There's only a few of these in the fridge. And on top of that, it is a massive, it's literally, I'm just eating caramel. It's so much sugar. I like sugar, but my body is not used to, it's just actually caramel. God damn. Oh my God. My brain cannot process the fact. I had this for breakfast. I don't think you understand. I had this for breakfast too. I shouldn't have it for breakfast and lunch. It's a bad idea. Dinner is steak. I gotta eat real food. Go for that hat trick. I'm pushing my ability to even function if I finish that. Oh my gosh, so. I'm just trying to breathe through it. It's like most tough things in life. At first, you just have to breathe. Ooh, keep breathing. Okay, I kind of want more. There's no way if that's next to me that I'm not actually doing this, though. What? Oh. Oh, DN, I owe you a Preservation of Ochre guide. You asked me for it, and I made one yesterday. Let's watch it together as I eat this. I'm going to go find it from yesterday. I want to see if I rewatch the Preservation of Ochre guide from yesterday, do I actually think it was good enough to air? Let's just watch it. Let's just find it. Unfortunately, I don't remember at what point of stream I actually made this. And that would be my main problem. Yeah, that's fine. Let's watch it right now. Here. Para. I want cheesecake. I want it so bad. It's all I crave. It's all I think about. It dominates my every thought. Oh, like typically I had salad with Greek yogurt. Salad with Greek yogurt. You had water for breakfast. You had water for breakfast because life is hard? Or you had water for breakfast because you're trying to do something? Hold up. I'm going to turn this off. There you go. Ooh, no time. Okay. I'm just working more than I should. Fair. I would say take care of yourself, but honestly, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I understand. I hate that. I actually don't like it when people say that when they're like, yo, just like make sure you take care of yourself. I appreciate the sentiment, but the truth is sometimes you have to work. Like you don't always get the choice to prioritize your mental health, you know? That's not always something that you actually get to do. It's a luxury to be able to do that. I wish everyone could do it. Okay, so I found the section of the video that is the preservation evoker guide. Now what we're going to do is do this and make sure there's nothing else playing in this browser. Let me just triple check this. And this can be closed. That one is just going to be closed there. This one's going to be closed here. Good. Everything should be fine now. Excellent. Okay. Let's see if this pres guide is as good as I want it to be. Is it? Nice. I'm going to source it real quick. 1 second. One second. Uno momento, por favor. Hopefully it's not too loud. Oh, wait a second. Can I even hear it? Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Something about boobs. You see it? Can you hear it? You hear that okay? Okay, good. If you're on YouTube, you have to come to Twitch for this. If you're on YouTube, you won't hear this. No. This is the wrong one. I redid it after this. I didn't like the yellow orb explanation. That's the wrong one. I did it again. This is the one. It was not 3 minutes. It was not 3 minutes long. Deanne, I want to know if this actually works for you because I'm already feeling like that's too complicated. I already feel like everything I just talked about is too complicated. I tried my best to simplify it, but this is actually a very difficult healer, probably the hardest healer to make a quick guide for. Yep. 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 I go over it. Yes. It's not that complicated, but you really do just have. That's why I said this like 7 times in the video because I was really trying to think about how I could help people play this healer, and it really is just this next part. Yes. Hi, Earth. Keep listening. This is from yesterday. I'm rewatching my Preservation Evoker guide to see if I actually like it enough to post it, or if I need to make another one. The question is, if you understand this, having not played Prez. Like, so Dusk, you're a great person to ask. Also, mana is not nearly as much of a problem. Long-term in a fight, there are other things. Yes, sorry, there's no sound on YouTube for this just because I don't want to put the audio. I messed up yesterday, and that's why the end of yesterday's YouTube is just copyright, because I accidentally put it through. That's the same thing as the end of this Twitch VOD. There are some copyrighted parts because I forgot to change the setting. So I'm just rewatching this real quick. Yes, Verdun is now the burst heal. Yep. We need video watching. Dude, this cheesecake, Zan, is so... Kitty is such a good chef. I don't understand. No. This is the most complicated healer guide I've made. Every healer is the simple. No, listen. Every healer is the simple. This isn't, by the way, every spec in WoW is actually this simple. It's just that people overcomplicate it like crazy. It's not this is not the biggest min-max. There's a ton of things about Prez that at a certain point you're going to want to play it better, but basics. Does this help you get into it? Dude, Kitty is actually such an amazing chef. She doesn't just have an absolutely wonderfully fat ass and magic other things, but she is a great chef. Don't clip that. Can you guys hear the audio in the background? Because I messed up and I forgot to change the details. After I did the cooking stream, Harith, I forgot to change the thing, and the audio got saved to VOD, which means that as I actually take this clip, there will be audio in the background, and I don't know how to mute that. You guys can't really hear it, right? It's a question. Good. Good. It's true. You might stasis VE instead of the Apex talent, but either works. Hi, Wrath. I'm really worried about the audio in the background. I think if I take this and I post it, I might have a problem with it. I don't know if I could post it. Done. Done. Okay, that's the guide. Thoughts? That's the guide. What do you think? Can you refilm the same clip, kind of like reviewing your own vid while talking through it? Like I just did right now. I think it might be quiet enough that it doesn't pick up, but YouTube is super strict with it because I wanted to post that one publicly and have it available since everyone is so caught up with Prez being the most difficult healer of all time. But the thing is that the source audio, I had it set poorly. My bad. The other option I can do is simply not post that publicly and just post it to Patreon. That would be fine too. I could do it that way. But the whole point of making the Prez guide was that you redeemed it, though. Is the bear close to S tier? No. It's good, but it's just good now. At the moment, it's just good, in my opinion. It's not quite S tier. If you like the guide, good. You play Prez, I'll take that. If it can detect the... It has to be at least... Yeah. Interesting. No, so correct. Dude, I'm having a little bit of a sugar high. I can feel it right now. I could feel it. So wait, we're gonna mark this as a success? Alright, bet. We updated a little bit more visible if you want to recopy the link. Alright, cool. Dude, yeah, so I've had cheesecake, but the problem is I had cheesecake for breakfast and... Right, so here's the problem. I had cheesecake for breakfast with homemade salted caramel, and then I had cheesecake for lunch, and now my brain is like, ooh. My brain is basically proving Area 51 exists just by nature of existing right now. It's making all sorts of Halo noises. Like, I am now a star. I am operating in airspace. And I'm like, ooh. If I see a cow, I'm going to suck that thing up right away. All right, we will this dare. The reason I made that Preservation Evoker guide. Yeah, so here's the thing. Listen, the reason I made the Preservation Evoker is because DN dared me to on this. So that's why I made it. That's why I did it. So we complete this now. We have completed a fair bit of them. The other one, so what else would I do? What would be the next guide? I did Preservation now. What do you think the next one should be? I'm not sure. You gonna suck what? Cows. Right up. Right up. They're not even gonna know what hit them. They're just gonna be sitting there in a field, like chewing some stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, flying cow. They're literally gonna go to heaven. Do not underestimate my ability to suck things. Ain't that illegal to do that to cows? Depends on the country. how to have good BNet for free IO. That's actually just something you never had. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Zan, back the fuck up. Hold up. What? What do you mean you've never had a cheesecake before? That doesn't make any sense. Wait, what? Hold up. No, Zan, hold up. I'm very passionate about this subject. You said what now? What do you... Wait. No, wait. No. It's just never... How does... Wait. What? How has it never happened? I feel as betrayed as when Wayne's fridge wasn't real. That's how betrayed I feel right now. Oh, did I already close that clip? Dude, that's how... Wait a second. No way. What do you mean you've never had cheesecake? Where's the Wayne clip? I need to find that again. One second. I think I had opened it earlier. Wait. What? It needs to be... Hold up. Is this the one? This is the one. This is how betrayed I feel right now. First of all, I don't understand what's happening with this chat. But second of all, this is how betrayed I feel. This is the level of betrayal I feel at this moment in time. Wait, what happened? Here. Can you see this? Oh, I need to sync the audio. 1 second. This is the level of betrayal. That's how betrayed I feel. I can't believe you've never had cheesecake. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wait, I don't know what's playing right now. Hold. Unbelievable. This vid is unbelievably good. I've watched it like 10 times. Every time it ever comes out. Oh, fuck, sorry. Now, listen. It auto-played. You were about to hear some weird music. I'm sorry. Let me resync it. Vote 1 yes. Wait, what is it? What's up? Make cheesecake. Holy, wait a second. This is the new bounty. Wait, what's happening? Oh, no. Wait, what was that? Wait. Holy. I'll totally make more cheesecake on the next cooking stream. Please do. I would love this too. You should. All I want to eat is cheesecake. The problem is that it is so good. The polls are getting out of hand. What's this? Vote 1 yes. Do it. That's the best possible option here. Wait. What's this? I'd like to more cheesecake on stream and mail it to Zan. I'm not going to mail it to Zan because that's actually illegal. To be fair, that is legitimately illegal. But I tell you what I would do. Because at this point, Zan, I've known you long enough. You guys have something like DoorDash? I think I had too much cheesecake. Do you have something like what? How do you order? Can't you just order cheesecake? Why can't we just order cheesecake? Like, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can do it. How much would it be to order cheesecake in Australia? I know you guys live in the weird country, but like, can we make that a bounty? That's what I'm thinking, actually. What if we make it, we need to basically pay for Zan, like $50. All right, hold up. Never mind. But like, is a new link proportions 400 height, 700? Okay, wait, I'll do it. I'll do it after this. That glitch was pretty, yeah, that was a little over the place. There's no way it's $50. Hey, hold up. I would straight up, in Australia, does it get delivered by a koala? That's a drop bear. They have drop bears in Australia. Holy I ate too much cheesecake. I feel like I really have. Oh my god. Kangaroo. It's a Zan. So Zan has never had cheesecake. How do you do such good damage? Oh, maybe is that the key? Is this basically like a weird virgin power? Like you just have to have never had cheesecake and that's how you parse 100? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly I was equally as incredulous. I couldn't understand it either. That's exactly what I said. I figured that there must be something I'm missing here. Like there must be something. $22 with a tip. I know Zan. He wants more than just the tip. You guys make it sound like God's gift to cakes. It is God's gift to cakes. That's what it is. Correct. Can't believe you've never had this, man. He's almost double in AUD. That's true. So that's the problem. Okay, hold up. I don't know. I would love to accept this, but make it just so that I order it for Zan one day. Oh, my eyes. Oh, my eyes. Zan, can we make this a joint effort with Trip as well? We need to make this a joint effort with Trip and somehow get all the OCE people need to somehow get you cheesecake. How have you never had cheese? I don't understand. Two people said. I was so caught up with the fact that Xana never had it that someone else also has never had it. Postmate Zan, Postmate Xana cheesecake? Is this one communal cheesecake purchase? Repropose for you. Okay. How much would it actually be? How have you not? That's what I'm saying. No, I've had cheesecake. I also never had it before I moved to Germany. In Croatia, it's not that common. Communal cheesecake fund. Normally, when I do communal activities, I have to go to the doctor afterward. But honestly, communal cheesecake fund, I'll accept that. Bet. No, wait, hold on. Redo it. I gotta just basically communal cheesecake fund. You gotta suggest it as a communal cheesecake fund. That's the right way to say this. Will your main be bear and midnight? No, I mean, so yes, but I'm not sure. I'll play something else as well. It's not that common on Brazil. It just never happens. Everyone says so. I think I had a chance before, but like, do you just never have joy in your life? Or yeah, there you go. That's honestly communal cheesecake fund. I accept this easily. Vote 1 yes. That's an instant yes. Of course. Where do you live? Well, Deanne lives in. He's moved now, but do you not know joy? That's the thing, Scarlett. That's why I'm making such a big deal out. Well, the thing is, you can't hype it up that much. I think Prop Alley's the most squishy on them all. I don't think so, Alan. I think Prop Alley is actually a lot tankier, but it depends a little bit maybe on key level. Wow. The problem is that when you hype something up enough, I don't even think that we're unhyping this. I mean, it's possible that Zan just lives in the boonies. Like, you have your 2 midnight. What are you going to main at midnight? Zan, this is very shocking information. Never seemed that appealing, I guess. But is it because it's called cheesecake? It doesn't actually taste like cheese. It tastes real good. Is it because it's called cheesecake? Let's not over it. Cheesecake is mid, to be honest. Kitty, you're lucky you have nice boobs. What do you mean? I don't understand. Hold up. It doesn't actually taste like cheese, you know. I'm going to find the best looking spot in town to get it for you. We might have to do that at some point. It's not even like, so this is, I mean, like, I understand that if you see this and you're like, look, the strawberry dripping is a little weird. It's not the strawberry that you need, it's the actual thing, though. Should I Google that, Globvoblin? Hey, what's that? Should I Google that right now? My screen share is on. Should I Google that? What does it taste like? How do you describe the taste of... How do you describe the taste? Oh my god. How do you describe the taste of... Creepy? That's not a taste description. You call it. No, you can't describe something as creamy unrealness. I don't even know what that means. How do you describe cheesecake, man? It's like a dense cake. Basically, the way to describe it is it's a very dense cake. It's somewhere between fudge and cake. Do you like fudge? Like old school fudge? Like, is it like English fudge, basically? Like a brick of fudge. It's somewhere, that's the way I would describe it, actually, though. No, like a proper slice of fudge, like a cake fudge. This is like kind of like something a little bit maybe like this. Like it's just really good. Ah, man. But the thing is that if you get it, obviously if you get it from like a mid place and it's not actually that good, then it won't be, then this will be a lot of overhyping going on. Without trying cheesecake now? Well, Zan, have you ever struggled with depression? You know, or feelings of anxiety? Because all that money that you might have spent on therapy, medication, etc., haven't we all? No, so the thing is that you haven't had cheese. We just figured it out. It's sort of like, you ever seen videos of really impoverished countries and all like the children are just like crying and they're starving and they're having a bad day and it's like they're having a bad week, and that the reason is because they haven't had the cheesecake that Kitty made me earlier. Like if you simply gave them that experience, their whole life they would just be, you know, the next Steve Jobs or whatever it is. Yeah, that's probably not something you... There's a place that Albert Miss had a nice place to get fudge. There's a place in Sedona that has a nice fudge. Buttery means it's not sharp sweet, it's smooth. Bro, you guys were talking about food yesterday. The extent of food that I understand is it sweet or salty? Cheesecake can be both. All right, hold on. What's going on Beta? Oh, very surprising. I'm kind of crying on my screen. It just says communal cheese, does it? Oh, no. Hold up. Communal cheese does sound like something you have to go to the doctor for. Well, I don't necessarily want it to just say communal cheese. Fix it for proportions, then all good. In capitals, too. Well... Zan. It's just that the thing is... No, listen. The thing is that community cheese, you don't really have to worry about that if you play World of Warcraft. Like, Cracked, you're not really a World of Warcraft gamer, so you don't really have to worry about that. But you might, actually, you know. But World of Warcraft players in general, they don't have to worry about this. You got the taste for food of an 8-year-old kid. Actually, younger than that. 6. I feel like I taste food around the age of 6. Yeah, that's probably the right, actually, idea there. So, the preservation of Ochre guide earlier, I'm okay with it. I think it's actually a fair explanation of how to play it. I exited that explanation more confused. I am very good at explaining things. For example, Cracked, if you there's like a lot of things I feel like I'm really good at explaining. Like how does Windwalker feel to play in Midnight? It's very easy to explain this, but it does depend on whether or not you've seen Ace Ventura: Call of the Wild. Have you seen this movie before? You don't even play Midnight. That's fine. I could explain this anyways. So, out of curiosity, have you seen Ace Ventura: Call of the Wild? Okay, so you know Jim Carrey. You know the thing? So, he's in the rhino. Imagine it was a real rhino. And the real rhino was to eat this speck in World of Warcraft, and then it was to excrete the speck afterwards. So, you come out of the end of the rhino. Okay? After that, a giraffe comes along and front kicks the pile from the rhino into a tree. Okay? Then a baboon comes and eats it. That's what Windwalker feels like to play as of right now. So, give or take, that's the best analogy I could give you. I've really thought about it because, I want to be able to talk about the game properly, and that's basically Windwalker Monk in a nutshell. Perfect analogy. Couldn't get any better. There's other ways to explain it as well, you know what I mean, though? Who enjoys Prez Evoker in dungeons? I do, to be fair, though. Love the technical terminology. Yeah, like a lot of people, like for example, Argus plays a Blood DK, and Blood DK feels something like going to Italy and ordering pasta. Supposedly, pasta is actually not that good in Italy. And this is shocking to me because I thought they were known for their pasta. But imagine you went to Italy and you got some pasta. And then what you did with the pasta is you put the pasta, after they serve it to you with the sauce and everything, into a pot of boiling hot water. Okay? Then you took the water and you threw it across the floor. So after the pasta is made, you want to make it not al dente. Yeah, so you take the pasta, boom, pour it all over the floor. Then what you do is you buy some fish at the local aquarium. This is for seasoning and flavor. And then you take the fish, let them swim in the boiling pasta water on the floor. Then what you do is you order pizza. Depending on the spec you choose to play in World of Warcraft, you might end up eating the boiling floor fish aquarium pasta or the slice of pizza. And you really have to be careful. That's why everybody watches meta tier lists. Why are you torturing pasta? I'm not torturing pasta. I'm explaining what you have to be careful about what spec you play. That's all. Pretty apt description. Bringing in yesterday. These are just general explanations. I'm just telling you what I know. That's all I'm doing, man. Oh, socially good, no raise, no killing blow. Hydration check. Oh yeah, I've only eaten cheesecake today. What's he playing here? The Druid of the Claw, no raise. This is a weird build here for sure. With Moonless Night too. Damn. I'm still going to play and do my best to stomach it. The boiling floor fish pasta. That's true. I believe you could do it. What do you do here? 71k. You could play like this, but I would definitely remove Moonless Night personally. Okay, anyways. I sent you new proportions on Discord. Okay. So I just updated here. Have a great day, night. I bet. Remember for leader 257. Wait, what's 257? Now, I actually want to go make some content. I want to go make some more Patreon stuff. To clip the torturing pasta? No. I can just say it again. It's okay. No problem. I want to go work on some really cool stuff here. I want to finish all the healer quick guides just so that people have a whole album of it. And then what I want to do is I want to get onto tank quick guides. That's the idea. But for today, I'm actually going to head out a little early. So I can go work on those videos. Otherwise, I don't get to do it. Let's see who's still on. Shin's on. Bet. He is currently AFK, it looks like. Man, he's leveling in TBC Classic. I kind of want to play TBC Classic. Shh. Are you going to be on kick? No. No. I actually want to make content. I might be for a little bit. TB Classic and out, but it's like prep for it though, man. I might actually be here for a little bit. Poor Argus was talking to me there and I was not responding anyways though. Just gotta repaste the link. Okay, I'll do it after this. No problem. Sounds good. Maybe. People demand? Yeah, high TH. Maybe I'll hang out there a little longer. Okay. Either way. Is Shin here? He's not there. Oh no, I see his mouse back. Great, perfect. Bet. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. I enjoy your leveling. I kind of do want to level in Classic. I feel like it right now, at least. I do feel like it. Oh, hi there. Hello. All right, bye, YouTube.